Warning.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio. 7 Mile Radio.
Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Welcome to the Makin Em THINK podcast. I am your host, Miss Keisha of the Think nonprofit organization. Good afternoon to my co-host, Miss Toya of Weston 3 Boutique.
That's right.
And good morning to my co-host, Miss Angela Moss.
Good morning,
Who
everybody.
will sooner than later be bringing in the tarot and all of the other spiritual information we need in that area. Good afternoon, ladies.
That's right.
Good afternoon. I spoke saying that today's topic was going to be about the way the society treats Black people and if that's actually our fault. Do we participate in those kind of things? And, is it basically because of how we lack unity and things like that, So basically, that is our topic of discussion today. And what I wanted to start off with in reference to how society views us, or treats us, again, is it because of the way that we treat ourselves? Is it
Any of our actions?
that, and especially due to the lack of unity, because
Yes.
there's power in numbers.
Or
You know what
knowledge.
I'm saying? And and just to say it like this, and I'm going to use the example of them storming the Capitol.
Yes.
When white people feel they're right, you know what I'm saying? Especially as a whole, they stick together.
And they
They
push
surely
it to
do.
the limit.
Cannot, they do.
You cannot take them
You
apart.
cannot tear them apart.
Not
They
at
are
all.
sticking to storm the Capitol
They're
for
Altogether.
what they believe.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, we all know that if we'd have stormed that Capitol,
we
it
all
would have been a
been
different
we
result.
would have been dead.
And don't get me wrong, of course they move in that action because they know that too, but nevertheless they take that chance.
Oh, yes.
You
Oh,
know,
yes.
and which is the reason you're probably not going to get a lot of, because come on y'all, 9 times out of 10, a majority of what, how do I say this carefully? A lot of what they do is it's just not right. I'm sorry, it's not justified. It's just not
Not
right.
at
It's
all.
how, and it is defended. And then when I say defended, I mean by the uppers.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Oh, for
when
sure.
if it
Yeah,
ever comes to pass that
There's
something
no
has to be
consequences.
done about
There's
what
nothing.
they do,
There's insanity, please.
That's
and,
it. That's
and
it.
that type of nature.
and that's where I wanted to lead this topic of discussion, and I wanted to base it on the 3 shootings over the weekend.
Yeah, this is something.
And I just found out coming in the studio
Yeah.
today that all of the shootings, were executed upon Black people, but by white people. I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
they're attacking
You know,
us.
I didn't know that. I see at that part I didn't know. And what I really want to get at too is, like I told y'all before we came on, I'm not even going to watch the news in reference to the process of going through this, because I just don't want to be angered in advance. I just want to wait for the verdict. I don't want to. I don't want to do nothing else. I don't want to watch the trials. I
Gotcha.
don't want to do any of that. Like old boy who just did the shooting in New York, he has already pleaded not guilty.
And that's something.
You see what I'm saying? And honestly, the main reason, again, I don't want to watch the news because I don't even want to hear what the defense team could possibly come up
Like
with.
I seen one story. The first story that I seen about this, right, was the interviewer in New York, which was a white guy talking to a Black man. I think he was of some sort of law enforcement background. But his first question was to him, the white reporter to the Black man, was asking him if he felt like there was some type of mental issue at play here
with the white shooting.
with the white shooter in Buffalo.
Wow. And
So he's basically laying the groundwork for the Black man.
that's
to
what
give
I
the
was
white
just
man-
finna say that.
Yeah,
I was just finna say that. That
to give him for
Just
the
to
Black
give him the
man to
straight-
push the pass.
Yeah,
To say, yeah, well, there probably was some
Yeah, just
mental
give him a
issues.
go
in it.
on that.
No,
Yeah.
there wasn't.
Not
But
at all.
he hit the nail on the head, and the Black man said, well, the man, regardless of him being, I think it was like 18 years old, real young, right? And him saying, okay, well, he was young, the white guy was saying, well, at the age of 18, the people are not mentally developed enough to understand right from wrong.
Yeah.
So you know that,
He
do
something
you
else
feel
for
like
that
that there was
one.
possibly a mental issue at play? And the black man said, well, no, because he was mentally developed enough to get in the car and drive over to the store.
That's right.
He was
That's
mentally
right.
developed enough to grab the gun and point it at people. He was mentally developed enough to shoot at people outside, walk inside, and shoot more people.
Yeah,
That's right.
He
And
plotted
that
and executed.
yeah, that's it. And that goes back to my point, as y'all can see, where this is already low key finna be
How they're
the
pushing that
direction
narrative.
it's
They're
finna
pushing
go
it,
into.
yeah.
But how about this? How come when it is when the young black men are 18 and 19 years old and they out here killing people? It can't be mental for them.
They
It
immediately
can't
put
be
up the
mental
history.
for
Like,
them.
I was just watching the story of, man, I hate that I'm forgetting the brother's name, but the white cop who went into the wrong apartment and shot the young
Yeah,
guy, right?
yeah.
And they was talking about, and there was the part about where the black guy's brother was upset about.
The way they sentence her, or
No, not the way they sentenced her, but how they tried to flip the narrative, because all they did was found under a half an ounce of unsmoked marijuana in this man's apartment. And then trying to say, oh, well, he was using drugs. There's probably a possibility that he was involved in something that he didn't have no business in.
And
That's
that
the reason why she
justified
was
her
there.
coming in.
Yeah, I see that.
That's what I'm
type of
saying.
shit.
And that's what I'm saying. And see, that's what I mean by, do they treat us like this because we have a lack of unity among ourselves?
And a
You
lot
see,
And I
that's
get
it.
that.
Well,
I get that.
some of it-
But I feel like it's more of an
realize it.
execution type of thing in them. This is a to-do list for them. You know what I'm saying? This is something major that they have to push. They have to stop us at every which way they can. They see us starting to rise. They see us starting to wake up more. They see us starting to be more prominent in our community and in our actions and in the things we do. Yeah, we're still lagging because we still got to get these youngins to catch up. You know what I'm saying? To wake up also. But it's some of these youngins that's also too. Are they
I know a
working?
lot of
They're
them.
working.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they're helping pushing it down in there
Yeah.
into our younger children.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But this is an agenda. They have to make this happen at all costs necessary. I kind of felt it starting to happen when the incident happened. I don't know what state that was, but a young boy was being arrested. He was 10 years old. They was arresting him
stealing out of a store.
maybe and didn't do it because as they were cuffing him and dragging him to the car and
man
manhandling him,
started
and the guy
filming.
telling him, the young friend told him he didn't even do it.
He didn't even do it.
He didn't even do it.
They-
So that right there showed me. I said, this is about to start.
Yeah.
But they about to start hard this time.
Yeah.
They started with a child.
Yeah.
It wasn't a big,
It wasn't a grown black
yeah,
man.
Well,
Yeah.
no, yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't that. Now you're starting at our kids
Yeah.
now. You're
Targeting.
aiming. You're
Targeting.
targeting our children now. You're amping it up. You know what I'm saying? And I see it right now. Like, this is a war. You know what I'm saying? They're really coming at us. And this is something.
Yeah.
This is something.
It's a mental war and it's actually a physical war.
Yes,
Yeah.
You
yes,
understand what I'm
yes.
saying? And it's like we
Spiritual
got-
as well.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
definitely
Major.
spiritual.
Major.
Yeah. And the thing about that too is, like, our actions, if that's what you want to call them, our actions are actions that they have been used to since back in the 60s when the riots and you see what I'm saying? And I understand, don't get me wrong, I promise you, when people be like, y'all tear up your own communities when something don't go right in your area, don't get me wrong, yes, the store that was destroyed was in our community,
But it
the
wasn't
whole anger-
owned
that's it, it wasn't
by our
ours.
community.
It wasn't owned
It's
by
not
ours.
ours.
So that's why
We're
it was
taking
destroyed
it from them because what
That's
they're
it.
taking from us.
That's it. And see, the
that's
thing about it,
method.
I'm not
saying this
justifying
right.
it.
Oh, yeah,
Not
I
saying
know-
this
I know,
right.
not
No,
wrong.
it is not right because this is our community. We still have to live here. We still have to survive and
it's-
thrive
it's-
here.
And it's actually counterproductive.
Yes.
Right,
Yes.
to the end goal, to
Yes.
the solution that we need to
Yes.
render
Yes.
in the first place, right? Because we
Yes.
know, we're not taking it away from them. We're actually helping them because all they're gonna do is run an insurance claim on it
Yo,
and,
that's
build,
true
and
enough,
build a
true
bigger
enough.
one.
That's
I get that.
So
I get
we're
that.
actually
Yeah,
helping
yeah,
them
yeah.
because
So that's
some
what I'm
of
saying.
these
It
business
doesn't
runners- Some of these businesses that
benefit
were tearing
us.
up, right? They were in worse condition before we tore it up than it was after they rebuilt it.
Oh, yeah,
so we
that's
actually
true.
gave them. So we
That's
actually
true
helping
because
them
you know
by
what?
doing that.
It's
You know what I
something
mean?
you say that
If-
because
what we
I'll
need
give
to
a
do is
prime
just
example.
Stop
that
patronizing them. Stop spending the
summertime,
money.
That's
That's
it.
how you hit them.
Yeah.
And
I
we
have
have
a white neighbor, and the neighborhood got stirred up about that. They moved into the neighborhood. They got very stirred up with a lot of the young black boys.
Oh, did
And I don't know if they came peaceful. I'm not for sure how they came, but I know they came quiet and they did not disturb. You get what I'm saying? So I felt no disturbance, no harm, no foul. You know what I'm saying? So we just gonna leave them alone.
Yeah.
Just
Let 'em
you know,
do their
keep
thing.
their eye, but they ain't doing nothing. A young person decided to say, "Oh, I don't want him here. He did some stuff to them, to their property." You want to know what they did? They went and built a big ass privacy fence, so that made their property value go up. The look up. You know what I'm saying? Everything's up. Now they can be back there comfort. No all privacy. How I see them back there bonfires. They play bands and stuff like that or whatever. So I hear the guitars and all of that.
Yeah.
You gave them more peace.
They capitalized on an ignorant act.
Do you understand?
Yeah,
You
that's just
understand
what
what I'm
they
saying?
did,
If
yeah.
you gave them enough
ammunition to go ahead and step their game up.
exactly, and you think you're tearing them down, but you're
Yeah, but
actually
you're building them up.
Yeah.
You
By
understand?
By keeping this ignorant way,
And
this
then
ignorant
again,
thought
that's
process.
it for us operating out of the
Of
ignorance.
yeah,
And again, my
yeah.
people being destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Like me
Yeah.
and Mark were discussing. We were
Shit, before the
discussing
show.
something.
Yeah.
No, but
Yeah.
yesterday. Hell, it'll come back. But
Well, we were discussing
Okay.
the topic of the show. Really, you was asking me, and if I remember correctly, that's what we was talking about.
yeah,
It's
but
something-
I was.
it's something distinctively.
Yeah, it'll come back. But is it because of the fact, like, oh, praise God, George Floyd?
Okay.
When I mentioned George Floyd
George Floyd,
yesterday.
yeah.
And so, like, say, for example, George Floyd. You see, and don't get me wrong, I expect it to always be a divide amongst these kind of topics simply due to the fact that you're going to have your white people who your white people. You're going to have them. And then the thing about it, too, is, like, I used to be in Facebook jail so much under topics like that when they're the best at throwing a ball and hiding their hand.
Oh yes.
You know what I'm saying? And you'll make a comment knowing you mean one thing, but making the comment to seem like it's abroad. You know, so what I would do, which is the reason I had to stop doing that and then stop making certain topics, is because I would come on and make a comment under that comment addressing what it really is that you're trying to say. You said now we're back and forth because I done pulled that veil out.
You done hit
You
that
see what I
back
pick,
end.
you know, and even like for like the George Floyd situation, yes, it did cause rioting, you know, and things like that. But when they saw where we were going with how we were going to respond to that, then they were pretty much open to whatever that sentencing was going to be, whether it was in our favor or not, because what we've shown them in advances already is that we're going to continue the tradition.
exactly.
You see what I'm saying? We're as far as black people. Okay, they're gonna riot, they're gonna tear up.
History
We
repeating
gonna
itself.
do the sentence. Oh boy,
Yeah.
we gonna slap him on the hand and move on and wait till we kill the next one. And the tripped out part about it is you have to understand that that's their mentality about it because the killings haven't stopped.
Exactly.
And they haven't even initiated any kind of laws in place that would even threaten the
won't do it.
authority level of if
won't
you
do
kill
it.
a black person,
They
which
won't
it
do
really needs to be
They
distinctive
won't
to
do
that
it. You just see the
exact
councilwoman.
Unlawfully.
You just see the councilwoman. She just told the black council lady because she was being ammunition on a subject that they were on. She called her ghetto. She said, "Don't start being ghetto," because she was pushing a major subject. I can't remember the exact subject. I don't want to give any falsified information.
Yeah.
But it was a very prominent information that was prominent to our community, the black community,
Yeah.
and to better us and to help us. And they were on an intense subject, and she commented, "Yeah, don't you be ghetto. Don't start being ghetto," but said it under. But the black councilwoman next to her, or Congress, or some type, when they sit in a big, huge, Congress.
Yeah.
She said next. She said, "Now don't you do that." You know what I'm saying? Why would you do that? Why would
Yeah.
you say ghetto?
Yeah. And then the
because
thing
she
ab-
wasn't afraid to address the issues.
Exactly.
Certain
and then
issues.
the thing about
Yeah.
that too, again, and then you know, for her to say ghetto, she was also thinking angry black woman.
Yes.
Stereotype.
Yes.
You know how that goes.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
again, is it because, like, even for those situations, like, for example, my cousin went to court.
Okay.
She made a status on Facebook saying that she had to be to court at 8:30. Do you know the judge did not log on until 11 in the morning. Now, this is what I did. This is what I did in reference to that. I played it off. I called the courthouse that the people in West Bloomfield go to and the one in Hazel Park. So I was playing it off like I couldn't find where my court date was or my name, and I was trying to figure if they do Zoom. Yeah, they do. And and this is how I told her. I said, once I find out what courthouse I'm supposed to be in, do you know how the Zoom meetings operate? Like, if I have to log on at 8:30, I'm playing it off. Like, because I got a schedule to keep. And if I have to log on at 8:30, can I guarantee that the judge... But she was like, oh, yeah. Yeah, we start at the time but 36th district, my cousin said she law had to be there. Isn't that crazy? And I was saying that.
And the last one I went through, I had to be there at 8:15. I didn't get into court until noon. The judge didn't start me until noon. He didn't even sit into that chair until noon.
Wow.
Do you understand me?
And I had someone told me that a
And they
lady
just sit
judge
there.
while she was on was mixing up like a blender, a shake
Oh, wow.
in her kitchen. And
I wouldn't put it past. I've
Yeah,
seen
no,
stuff
that's
like
it.
that
This
because
is
I
what
go
I'm
on the
saying.
YouTube. You know, you can watch their court proceedings YouTube live.
Yeah.
You go on there, you can
And
see
you
some.
say,
You'll see them some.
It was a
they
dude.
don't
Did y'all,
care.
did y'all
They
see the
don't
dude
care.
during the court hearing where he thought he turned his camera off and he didn't, and went and got a lotion bottle and started jacking off
Oh hell!
with
Yes.
his with his camera
Yes.
still streaming, like with his still
Wow.
streaming live, and it's muted. So they trying to say, turn the camera off, man, turn the camera off, and his shit is muted, so he can't hear him, and he just there, just
Wow.
going to town, watching the screen. Whichever one of them women was on there, he was just going to town.
Black or
Sick.
white?
He's a white man.
Yeah, sure.
kinda
I would-
figured
yeah.
that. And I'm sorry.
Yeah,
But I
yeah,
did. I kind of
yeah.
figured he would be white. But then again, the thing about that too is, look at the mindset, even about the woman who told the black woman, don't start that ghetto. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And another thing too is, like, for us, again, and I'm asking, like, do we think that they treat us this way because of how we treat ourselves? Like, and don't get me wrong, and I know everybody and their mama do it. This is my unicorn thing, Mark. I can't throw trash out. I can't. I can't pollute the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Because we really have to look at the difference in our mindset. And what I mean by, do they treat us different because we treat ourselves and we behave different?
Yes.
Like, how is it that, and it has to be a mindset thing. This cannot, and like you did, the infinity symbol yesterday. Now, this is exempt of that, Mark, because there's no way in hell that just because a certain ethnic group lives in a certain area across the 8 Mile, what have you, that once you cross over into that area is clean. When you go into suburban areas, though, it's clean.
Their alleys are clean.
And this is the thing. That is not because, come on, they ain't paying taxes like that. They don't have no community cleaning team that come in every day, all day, switching shifts, picking up trash in neighborhoods.
But they will call and tell.
No, but this is my thing. And the reason those neighborhoods look that way is, again, because white people care about their communities, though. They don't even think to throw trash out their window.
It's
They'll
not even-
hold it in
and
there.
I'll take it even further than that. It ain't even just the white people care about the community, because guess what? When we go out there, we won't throw trash out there either. Why?
Because of how we already see it's maintained. That is it. You see what I'm saying? So why, when we come in the hood,
Because same
We
reason.
don't- we-
The
no,
same
no,
reason.
this
Because
is
we
my
see
thing.
how it's maintained.
I got it. But see, this is the thing. I see how it's maintained. You can't pay me to pollute my community.
Okay.
You can't. And then mainly it's because I have an organization and has partnered with other organizations in the summertime who go out and clean up the communities. So how hypocritical would it be of me to be the person who throws trash? I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying anything
No,
about
you're
if
you're right,
someone
you're right,
throws
you're right.
trash out there. But at the other
It's the
day,
mindset
you're
of
a
the
part
person.
of the
It's the
problem.
mindset. It's
But
the
you're a
mindset
part
of
of
the
the
person.
thank you. You are a part of the problem.
Participate.
And I
You
do
see, how
call
can
out
you cry
people for
about
it.
it?
Come
To be
on,
honest with
y'all.
I
You
do.
can't
That's-
participate.
You see what I'm
something,
saying?
you
We
know what I'm
actually
saying?
have to look at our communities and accept the fact that they dirty and junky with paper and trash and wrap papers and tobacco and the whole and
Condoms,
when
baby
Drug
diapers,
drug canisters.
needles, crack packs. It's sad.
you see what
You
I'm
know
saying?
what I'm saying?
Goes
It's
to the
sad.
ground.
And then how about this? And like you said, even the drug paraphernalia and anything like that, that just go to show you, because the meth heads and all those people who do that, the reason we have the opioid epidemic and things like that, that ain't us.
That's not
That-
us. See,
that ain't us.
that started when our kids started mixing with their kids in
Yeah,
these
and them
schools, these
pills
white kids,
and all-
because that pill stuff was for the white people. That was for the white. When I was growing up, you remember we saw that commercial? It was a commercial when they had the little lock thing. Remember the boy would go to the cabinet in the commercial and it was his parents. White.
The medicine
White.
cabinet.
Yeah, remember that? It was like about early 90s, 92, 93, somewhere up in there. It was that commercial.
And they would be
and
telling
we
you
knew,
to watch your
prescription drugs. You remember that?
But it can,
And they would tell us this. You know what I'm saying? So we grew up in an era you knew not to do that opioid shit.
And see,
now,
this
excuse
is
my
the thing.
language,
No,
but
no,
you knew not to do
Yeah.
this. In our black community, you don't let this, and they have crept into our children.
Yeah.
And now they're on these oxys and all this mess, and they're out here looking like zombies. They're out here just
They
into
rebranded
demons.
crack and heroin.
Yeah,
They did.
Yeah.
And then the thing about it now, it's popular to pop a
It's
a-
cool.
to-
a
perk.
perk,
It's cool.
a perk,
Yeah.
oxy and all that. Yeah,
It's popular to pop
Yeah.
these things. It's popular in a minute. And then the one thing I really, really hate to hear, and then again, y'all know how I am. I love my kings, don't get me wrong. But I hate to hear women when they having conversations and saying stuff, I popped a perk.
Sure.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
Honey.
I know that men and women do it, but I hate to hear
Honey.
women
I've heard a street
talk
person.
about popping pills.
Yeah, I've heard a street
for the
person tell
purpose
me
of getting
that.
high.
Yeah,
I'll
street-
say that. I'll elaborate on that. I hate to
Yeah.
hear women say that for the purpose of getting high. And don't get me wrong, to each his own. Your choice
Yeah,
on getting
yeah.
high, because people might not agree with the
Yeah.
fact that I choose to roll up.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I'm not judging anybody on it. It just seems as if. And the reason I choose that as my preference is because when I'm engaging, I can actually feel when I'm good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, a pill, that stuff is
That's
going
gonna-
into
that's
my
too
system.
much. That'll
It's
kill me.
eventually gonna hit me. However,
It wants
it's gonna
to do, it's gonna
hit
do
me,
whatever it wants you.
and
You
I'm
can't
just stuck with
force it out
whatever
your
this
body.
is doing.
You
can't
have
do
no
nothing.
control.
No
over
control
over
what's
it.
happening.
And it's
period,
horrible.
to
I don't
you.
see how they do
And
this.
you gotta
And
ride
I
this
actually
time frame
heard-
out. You
I
understand what I'm saying?
This
you gotta
is what
ride
I'm
this
saying.
time frame out,
Yeah.
no matter
Just
if
what
you're
it is.
conscious enough to know that
What you're
you
doing.
are overcome by this drug.
It's
I'm
sickening.
paralyzed.
Yeah.
But you're gonna take
It's
it
sickening.
to be sexually pliable for a man.
Yeah.
No, and I'm be honest, it's not even just
how
that
about
for
No,
them.
no, no. That,
It's
but
not-
that
that's
is
a
an
part of it.
aspect, though.
But I'm gonna take it all the way down to the deeper part for these youngins. This gives them that that hawk feeling for when they out here wanting to rob and
Oh,
take
wow.
and do
Yeah.
what they want to do. It turns them into
It's a
they
adrenaline
they feel like
rush.
Superman. They feel like Batman. They feel like they can do whatever they
That's where
want.
the-
you know what I'm
that's where
saying?
the whole-
and that's where this aspect come with all these robberies, killings and stuff, and they killing each other. You know what I'm saying? Because they get so damn high, they turn against each other.
I'm a goon. I'm a demon.
Yeah,
slimy,
yeah.
like
Goblin, the
right?
gremlin,
All
perfect
that
among with
gremlin,
that
right.
Kodak Black song right now. That we could have been superstars. That song that, and he said, you know, he said I knew the perk was fake, but I still ate it because I'm a gremlin. What you want? What? What?
And then the thing about it, that is the kind of music that is influencing.
And our kids,
You know,
and when we were young, 90s, that shit was censored. That I don't really listen to the radio no more because I listen to my YouTube Premium and stuff. But sometimes I read, you know, it's all in there now. They don't leave nothing. It's all the bitches. It's all the hoes. It's everything.
Yeah.
All the
And nothing
drugs.
is
Just
left to the imagination
nothing,
anymore.
and
And
nothing,
it's promoted.
nothing.
The
Yeah,
disrespect
this is
is
it.
promoted.
money, drugs, and sex.
Unfortunately, our babies are exposed to this. So this is what's embedded into their subconscious before they can even really
begin to
develop.
think on
Yeah.
their own.
You
Yeah.
understand?
And then you know what? And I'll say the difference in like these generations. And you know what? I said I'm gonna have a show one day where I bring on one of my children, probably my daughter Sinquest. Bring one of them on, and I want them to kind of express to us what they feel is different in their generation versus what we used to do that causes that divide and not to relate. But I want to hear their standpoint on
Yeah,
that.
okay.
Because when we were coming up, there used to be pills called masculines and but if for us, like the teenagers, for us, when if we heard that you were doing that, you was a dope head.
And we stayed
When
away
we
from
promote
you.
that, we
Yeah.
stayed away from
Yeah.
you. Like,
You know why?
you
Because-
pop pills,
you do
nigga.
what?
Because back
Like,
in
no.
our day, I think one difference is in the music industry, right? It was back in that day. It was cool to be the hustler.
Yeah.
Now it's cool to be the customer.
Ain't that something?
And then see, and in our
That's
day
something.
too, I'll say that. And see, when
Yeah.
our day was coming up, we still had more of the conscious rappers. We still had the
Yeah.
Public Enemies. We had X-Clan.
KRS-One.
We had KRS-One. You see what I'm saying? We had the ones who were really still putting out the even.
And we
and
have-
see,
we
we
I'm
had
gonna
a
take it.
balance.
I'm
We
gonna take
have-
it even a little deeper. I'm
we
gonna play a little
have-
devil advocate a little bit because I'm a disclaimer though because I do not say this is the way in life, period. I promote education and knowledge from utmost and forward, like just. But they went into our thoughts. They went into our way of life as a Negro. What they turned us into, the nigga. The nigga turned it to the dope man. The dope man started getting money. But what came with being a dope man, they still had to use their brain. They still had to use business mind frame. They still had to use marketing mind frame, accounting mind frame. Every mind frame that you you were using in the corporate world, they were getting from the dope game. And they said, hold up now. Some of them might wake up, want to get legit. Some of them might, and that's what you start seeing. You do see some turned dope men that's now lawyers. That's now doing positive things.
I know a lot of successful,
and they
the ones
saw
who
that.
used it for the reason they
should have, and knew
But
it.
what about when they target them when they become successful and turn over that leaf when they're smart enough to capitalize?
I was just
You
about to say.
can't sell
Exactly.
this
Listen,
forever.
listen, I was just about to say, I see a pattern nowadays in them not wanting that specific. They see that that's a lane that we're running up, right? Going hard in the street, getting money, and then flipping it to the legal side. They don't want no more Jay-Z.
They don't want none of that.
Right?
They don't want
so
that.
that's the reason why. That's the reason why we have King Vons. That's the reason why we have Nipsey Hussle. That's the reason why we have Young Dolph. That's the reason why we have all of these prominent artists, right? That are on the verge of being pillars of their community
and showing the black man the way.
The blueprint.
In the music,
Jay-Z again,
in the music, in the music that they listen to,
on how to be in that lifestyle.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, and be a positive asset to your community at the same time. They don't want that.
They don't want it. They don't.
Right? Because this is a black man that has learned how to beat the system, right? Tax free. He hasn't invested into my system. And now he's flipping it over and turning that into bringing his community up.
Not even that.
And multiplying that more people to do the same thing.
And
Plus
sharing
that. Oh no, this nigger is doing the same thing that I'm doing.
Oh yeah, that's not.
And then
He's
the
gonna
thing
be able to
about
be
that
my
too
neighbor.
is, but see the thing about that too is, and actually that began with Pop. I don't want to say it began because they excluded people before Pop.
Right.
But when they notice
The change.
that this young man has the capability
Of steering his
to
people.
actually gear his people in a positive direction. And then when I say his people, I'm really referring to black men.
Yes,
Exactly.
that's
Who
right.
may listen to
That's
him
right.
and be out here who once had the mindset that I can kill another man.
Yeah.
Tupac,
Yeah.
Nipsey, what is it?
Young Dolph, all of them,
and King Von. Those young men had the ability to actually unite young black men had they had the opportunity.
They were
you see what
leaders
I'm saying?
that wanted to be led and could lead.
That
You
is it.
understand
That
what
is
I'm
it.
saying?
And
right.
see, when you have that kind of power in play,
They
when
gotta
it
cut you
comes to a
off.
black man, wait, I'm about to take it even further. When it comes to a black man who actually can reflect what they consider that hood image, that thug image, when you can actually operate in that image and show that is only an image,
And then
my
still thrive and
mindset
still
is
thrive.
powerful,
You still
and I
thrive
can
with that.
and I can actually get
That's right.
something going. We have to get rid of him. We have, and honestly, who I'm surprised that they really didn't try to mess with, or it was something about him establishing his citizenship as not being most deaf.
Yeah.
They came for most deaf, but through the point of him saying,
But see,
I'm
most,
void of you this citizenship.
He kind of keeps it safe.
No, that's what I'm
area.
saying.
Yes.
No, that's what I'm
He
saying.
don't overstep the boundary just too much because you
He
know what they
knows
gonna
how
do.
to play that game.
and then
Yeah.
one thing about, and then another thing out of all of the people that we named, besides Tupac, because he didn't get a chance to, he didn't flaunt wealth. You know what I'm saying? He's not
He
flaunting
didn't.
his wealth, right?
No, he didn't.
No.
You know
His
what I'm
wealth
saying?
was
He's
his
not-
mind.
He's not,
Yeah.
he's not
His mind and his
boastful
soul was his-
and what he's trying to do for his community. You know what I'm saying? Most definitely. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's part of the reason why people like Tupac and Young Dolph and Nipsey would be on the top of the list of taking them off because he's flashy, like, oh, I'm at the top and look at me, and you can do the same thing if you do all the, you know what I mean? And I'm buying stuff off my, and he's actually educating people within that. Like if KR's one had the money that a Nipsey had back in the day, or any type of shit, then they would have came for him too. He just didn't have the money and the influence like the rappers do today.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
And then the thing about it too is if you pay attention to the positive rappers, because you mean to tell me all these years that Lil Wayne and all of the and not. Well, the ones who don't really put out the positivity in
They
it, the
drown them
ones
out.
who
They
don't feed
oversaturated with the bullshit, and then they filter the actual wealthy knowledge that the magnitude of the artist put out. So that's how they control that. Because so we do have still conscious rappers, but
Yes,
we
we
have
do.
way more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
and
then
conscious rappers are slept on.
and another
we
reason,
don't,
too-
you don't hear them banging in the streets.
And another reason they are able to actually treat us the way they treat us, and actually get society also to treat us the way that they treat us. Because what I mean by societies is the other races too, who have had their brainwashed mindset about black people, of course, through propaganda and all of that stuff like that. But the main reason they are actually able to do that so easily is because we are the biggest supporters of soul selling. And what I mean by that is I'll look crazy to you telling you that I don't give how much they offering me to do something that is quote unquote the selling of my soul. Like if you we know that you could do that, but all we need you to do is do this. That ain't gonna hurt your people. That ain't gonna And I'm sitting here thinking like, yeah, because if I get this money, I can get this money and then go help my people. But all along is all they've asked me to do really was publicly sell my soul. And then see, it'll be my own people who will say, because we such bag chasers. We're bag chasers over
And
morality.
bandwagon riders.
We are.
Monkey
We
see,
are.
monkey do.
Like
and
we will put the bag, gaining the bag over a moral choice.
That's right.
It's what you see what I'm saying.
That's
And
right,
then
we
when you
do.
find somebody like me, because for me, I've never in my younger days, a little materialistic and that. But I'll say like me going into my mid 20s on up, I kind of phased out of that. It just didn't. Don't get me wrong. The kids still had to, because I knew what it was like to go to school and not have so my baby's gotta be on. But as far as like for me, I've never been able to be captured based on a financial status.
That's
You
right.
can't be
You
bought.
said I can't,
sold.
and I'm
Right.
sorry.
You can't buy me, and you
So
can't sell
many
me.
people
And I
have
will give you a prime
always
example.
told me, "You crazy."
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you did. Like okay, say for example, I had a long sleeve. It was a Suburban. I had before this truck. So with the I'm sorry, my daughter just made a statement, but with the reading her
Right.
comment.
It's okay.
Reading her comment.
It's okay.
But
She said,
Well,
"Yeah,
can I
that's
step-
just like Honey Pie, owner of the black-owned product, but now she sold
she
out."
sold out. Yeah. And then the thing about it is like, and in reference to what she's saying, we love to give away our power.
Yeah.
We'll give
Yeah.
away our
Oh,
power
yeah.
for money. And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
heard, I'm sorry, Mom,
Go ahead.
Ice Cube was doing a video one time, and he was in the studio, and his son was coming in the studio, and they were discussing something about a realm his son was getting ready to go into, and so they had started talking about some homes that Ice Cube had owned and some businesses he had owned.
That's right.
And they were asking him about selling them. He said, "No, there's not a price on earth that you can give me that I would sell these businesses versus keeping them to myself, gaining all that wealth and growth and passing that to my children.
Do you
and
understand
they'll
me?
be under
That's-
contract
it's-
that
Man.
they can't
right,
sell
right.
it."
But on
you
to
see
down
what I'm
to
saying?
until the example what you were trying to get to, I have it on back when I was learning growth and I was waking up from materialistic things.
Yeah.
And the iPhone, that was the thing to have.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I had a ex-friend that had one and just had to have everything that was at current at that time. But your rent, everything is crashing. You know what I'm saying? Your stability is not stable. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't get it because I'm not stable. I thought I couldn't afford it. So why would I get it?
Yeah.
So fast forward years later, I finally get my first iPhone, 2019. Okay.
How about that?
And I went around this ex-friend. And this person said, "Well, yeah, you just not getting one." And I said, "Well, yeah, because I couldn't afford it back then. You
Exactly.
had one, but I ain't going to depth, But I said, "Yeah, I know you had one, but you don't have one now."
Yeah. Yeah, and then look at the
And-
status, how they felt an iPhone
phone
gave them a status.
And now you had that iPhone then, but then you weren't doing good, and then now you still have that slave mind, so you're still not doing good. But now
Chasing after materialism.
Because
But-
we
Keep
have
up
this
with the
fucked up
Joneses.
notion. We have this fucked up notion. Basically, I was about to say, as black people, where we feel valuable based off of what we obtain, not
Yeah,
what we produce.
yeah, what we have. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I
I
mean-
literally
That's it.
got back.
And that
You
is
gotta
so
understand-
waiting to get an
not
iPhone.
understanding
Like,
that
it's
integrity
crazy.
is
And that's the reason why.
Integrity.
And,
Yeah,
and that's the
that's
reason
crazy.
why a lot of these markets is set up the way that they are.
Yeah,
as far
slave
as
you.
the luxury
Yeah,
items,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
People hold or put value on themselves based off of the value of what they put on themselves.
That's right.
Isn't that crazy?
That's right.
And
They
that is
do.
it. Like, you don't feel like you look good because it ain't Gucci. You
Yeah,
don't feel like
yeah,
you like that. People say,
yeah.
"Come out, let's get dressed," and and then I promise you for the Juneteenth, and I said this too. Now that everyone else is celebrating Juneteenth, I've been okay. never mind.
Yeah, right,
But
girl.
the Juneteenth thing, and I promise you on all I love, y'all got to know that this is true. Juneteenth colors really represent red, black, green, yellow. You know, it probably
Yes.
9 times out of 10 ain't going to the yellow part, but the red, black, and green. Gucci is fixing to
kill it. Kill the game. Shut it down.
red, black, and green. And now that they support it, you know what I'm saying? I don't even want to say support it. Now that it's been federalized, so you may be off work on this day
Like,
now when you
you're
get...
gonna see. Now you're gonna see. Now watch this, because you see how in the last maybe 10, 15 even years, you see a lot of products merging flavors and brands with other products, right? You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got. I mean, just to start it off, I mean, I remember when Cherry Pepsi came out, right? You know, and now we got stuff like,
I'm still working on the chair.
you know, all kind of, like, just like, I'm just saying how the
made me choke
brands
on
and the
that
flavors
one.
is merging. You know what I mean? And now we got like
Excuse me.
strawberry apple jacks or something crazy shit like that. You know what I mean? All these different kind of flavors.
Flaming hot Cheeto
Flaming hot Mountain Dew. You see what I'm saying?
Seen that?
Yeah. The
So now what's going to end up happening? What's going to happen when Gucci drops Juneteenth themed merchandise?
It's a
That's
wrap.
gonna be
It's a-
horrible.
so
It's a
That's
wrap.
gonna be
And
horrible
then the
right
thing
there.
about
They
it,
gonna-
I
we gonna
also
go
back.
We gonna buy
And
that
if our
shit up.
people back,
You
I'm
know they
just
gonna
so
buy it.
And
horrified.
then the thing
like,
about
just-
it, capitalizing on a
disgusting.
culture.
Wait, listen.
Wait
listen.
a minute.
Not only are they going to buy it up, but they're going to hike the price up higher than
Yeah.
the normal Gucci
Yes.
shit. Because
You
this
right,
is
though.
exclusive.
You right.
This
This
is
is
right.
Juneteenth.
'Cause
Yes,
it's
it is.
Juneteenth.
Yes, it is.
luxury.
And then the major factor of that
Man.
is them capitalizing on our culture
Our
that
culture
they don't
after they
even
don't even fuck
with.
with at all.
All they
Period.
know
They
is
girl,
we gonna buy it.
they
All
do
that's
not
what
like
they
us
know.
at all.
Only thing they
That
like
monkey
about
hoodie
us,
they
which
made.
is the same.
That money.
That monkey hoodie they made for the
yeah.
kids. Yeah, they made it for the kids to wear.
But that was making
Yes,
a
they
mockery
are.
of us because they was about to show us how much
No,
of a
right.
monkey we are.
No,
Yeah.
that's it.
Do you
That is
understand
it.
me?
You don't get
That
the
is
message.
it. You know, and then the thing about it, if they really cared, and this is what I was telling people about that, because you had a lot of people defending Gucci on that, and this was my whole stance on black people. But my stance on that was, if they were really attempting not to be offensive at all, they would have never even thought of going that route.
They wouldn't. I'm gonna say it this
You
like
wouldn't
this.
have
They
went that
wouldn't
route
have
at
never
all.
would've never
They
made
wouldn't
it
have
out the
used a
door.
black boy.
Let me do you one more.
They
Out
wouldn't
the
have used
door.
a black boy.
Let me do you one more.
And my thing, and I'm gonna go even deeper. Shit, my feeling. This may not be everybody, but my feeling was the parents. Why would you let Gucci use your child, your black boy, your
And
black
then listen,
king,
and
your
then
little
listen,
prince that you
listen.
raised him to a
Money
king
talks.
They
because
did
of that money,
They did that at the time.
selling the soul.
right in the smack dab middle of all of the shit
That
we
was going on.
with
George Floyd,
and
yeah,
all the killing
yeah,
of the black.
yeah.
And just to show our people how against we are of each other, we still gonna go flock.
And then the
So
thing
I'm gonna
about
I'm
it-
gonna
They are.
monetize
They
off you
slid
in every
in
every
every
ever.
which
Listen,
way.
I'm gonna kill a black man, right?
Sure.
And then wait, and I'm gonna spike up the numbers on all of these broadcast channels and all of the news networks, right? And then now when I get all of y'all emotional, it's gonna make all of y'all asses go out there and tear up the damn city. So now I'm gonna lock some of y'all up and we're gonna get money off off that.
Yeah.
And at
Yeah,
the same
yeah.
time, for the people that ain't locked
Locked
up,
up, yeah.
and we're gonna put this Gucci monkey gear out here,
Yeah.
and we're gonna monetize off of y'all asses.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. Every which way.
And
your,
then
your
we're
pleasure and your
going-
pain.
And we're going to use an image that your ancestors had to go through hell with in that day and time
We're
of living.
gonna
Do
sell
you
you.
know
wait,
how?
wait, wait. We're gonna sell you the imagery of slavery while treating you at the like
Yeah,
a
And the
slave
thing
at the
about,
same
and
time.
then the thing about
Yeah.
it too, when people be like, we need to let go of the past, and it's not black people
No,
that need to let go of it, baby.
no.
Thank
We
you.
need
No.
to hold
the
on
hold
to it.
Remember
The
how
past
we
shouldn't
were
have been the past. that shouldn't have
we-
happened.
So that
we
we
gonna keep
know
it.
exactly what
Where
it
it
is that
happened
we're not
and
allowing,
where we came
and not
from.
what we're going
it's
back
just another
to.
way to just keep us from where we came from. They trying
That's
to
it.
strip that knowledge from us. They trying their best.
Yeah.
This
They
is
don't want you
something.
to stand for anything because they want you to fall
For
for
everything. That's
Yeah,
it.
You right about
Understand.
that?
That's
Do you
it.
understand me?
That's it.
Yep.
That is it. That is the honest to God truth. And then
Yep.
the thing about it, what I hate about it again, and I'm going to keep iterating the topic so that it still is this factor. They treat us like this in society because of how we act as a whole of our own.
Yes,
You
yes.
know what I'm
We're very
saying?
divided.
Like we're very divided.
Very
And
divided.
then the thing about it, we're very divided amongst the stupidest.
Yes,
We really
yeah.
are. You mean to tell me? And like when I try to drop knowledge and tell my people, like, give me an example. Oh, like when we were, I don't know if you were here when we were discussing St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
And who St. Patrick's really was. And what he
No, it wasn't.
believed. St. Patrick was a white man who went over to Europe or somewhere. Long
Yeah.
story short, but there were a tribe called the Taos, Taos, and they were black people, and they were kind of like my height and shorter.
Yeah,
There was
yes,
no one
real
in the
petite
tribe
people.
taller
Tiny
than
people.
5 feet,
Yeah.
but they were very powerful because of their unity and what they wouldn't allow the whites to come
You
in and
definitely came
attempt
from
to
that
do.
tribe, Keisha.
I don't. This ain't
Sure.
about that, Mark. You've been a really good.
I love you.
You gonna find out you
Definitely
can't
from
fight.
that
You
tribe.
you gonna find out you can't
They
fight.
live just like the Senegalians right now.
Now, this is you better not touch him. So they bring in St. Patrick to mentally manipulate this group, and for the ones that he couldn't, they killed him off, which is where the leprechaun in St. Patrick Day represents.
Yeah.
He represents the little
The
people,
little people
that
that
were
were us.
destroyed. And how about this? They say they celebrate St. Patrick's Day because he came in and removed all of the snakes out of the. But how about this? The snakes that they're representing, the Tao people, they wore the crown that our ancient Egyptians ancestors
With the
wore that had
Yeah,
the
they
snake
sure
on
did.
with the
Yeah,
serpent.
they sure
That's
did.
what he came in to
Yeah,
destroy.
yeah.
So every time we celebrate St. Patrick's Day, we are really celebrating a white man coming in on our ancestors, either mentally converting them or
That's right.
killing them off because he couldn't.
That's
How
right.
stupid do we look when we
So,
put on that green?
It's a
Sure.
form of death either
Sure.
way.
Again, and
Mental
the
and
mental
physical.
and the reason society treats us like that is because we don't take time out to research. We don't take time out to get to know, and we
don't
will
open a book.
actually come against each other about us attempting to give
even
our people
knowledge.
knowledge and facts
Yep.
because it's something we don't
Yep.
want to change
Yep.
once we find the truth out about it.
Yep.
So now that I've given you the knowledge about what you're actually celebrating, you'll flip that on me and
You a
tell
hater.
me
that
that
I'm
I'm
wrong.
doing too much.
Yeah,
and
I'm
I need
wrong.
Oh
to
man,
let
this
it
just-
out.
I'm about to give me a
Chill.
drink, man. It ain't
Right,
nothing,
man.
man.
I
I'm
need
like-
I'm
corned
about to
beef,
roll that.
cabbage, and green beer.
That's
This is
it.
what I
Yeah,
need.
no,
And
this
you
is what-
hating on me because that's
That's what I
wanna
need.
do.
I ain't doing. I ain't even looking at it from that aspect, and that's
you
what
should,
the problem.
and that's the
is.
problem is.
Because the thing
Yep.
about it
Turn
is,
in
you're
the
still
blind eye.
you're still investing
Oh, we
in
quick to
that
turn our
culture.
back.
You're
Yeah,
still investing
yeah,
in that.
yeah.
But then let's flip the coin back over to Juneteenth.
No.
Where y'all at then?
Yeah.
Where they at?
Yeah, where they at? Yeah, yeah. And then the thing about it is, well, red, white, and blue it. Well, red, white, and blue
Fourth
it.
of
And I
July,
promise
baby.
you, wait a minute, I have a shirt.
Fireworks,
I had a
everything.
shirt that was made, and it had the original black Statue of Liberty that was given to America as a piece of
That's right.
slavery.
That's right. Yep.
It had
Yep.
her on there.
Yep.
And my shirt said Juneteenth. I'm sorry, 4th of July didn't free me. Juneteenth did.
Yep, that's right.
I
That's
go
right.
into a party store on West Warren and Stahalin. I mind you, oh girl, you wore what you wore to celebrate the 4th of July. I wore what I wore to represent my people and say why I don't F with it. We didn't say 2 words to each other. But when she read my shirt, baby, if she'd have had the nerve, she'd have really been like, the f you trying to say? But her energy and her face
demeanor,
said,
yeah.
you
So
felt some way about being in this damn
She
flag.
felt ignorant. She felt ignorant.
You see what I'm saying? I didn't do nothing but wear my shirt.
You held the
our
mirror.
see what
people
I'm-
get mad when you try to wake them up.
Ain't that crazy?
When you try to wake them up, they get so
upset. Ain't
ooh,
it
they be ready to
crazy?
kill
I
you.
promise.
They feel attacked.
Fight that, yeah.
They feel attacked.
fight
You know
it
what
so
I'm saying?
And then again,
hard.
do they treat us the way that they treat us in society because of how we react and treat each other?
And I
Yes.
believe they do.
They- oh,
it's
they
a,
do.
It contributes.
They're not- and
It's
that's
a
what
major contribute to it.
And that's what I'm saying about I cannot wait until these verdicts come out because from what I understand, for every shooting that happened, there's a suspect in custody and the suspect is white. I cannot wait, and none of them were law officers, so it can't be justified.
But
Now
the
what we
defense-
finna say?
What
And
kind of
if
defense?
anything,
because I feel like they do this because I'm gonna go back to when we had the killings with the guy that it happened very close to me, and we had the riot. You know, all the they were having all the walks and stuff. The Black Lives Matter. This was what like 2-3 summers ago that was when the guy got killed on San Juan. The police officer shot him in the head. Remember but the boy shot him at him.
and I saw that video. Yeah.
And I looked at it in this aspect. I felt it was a target toward the neighborhood because that neighborhood is starting to come up with the black businesses right there in Livernois. You know what I'm saying? And what do we do when we riot, baby? We tear some shit up and
Yeah.
we tear, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
And-
And I felt but when they seen that we didn't, you know what I'm saying? That's when they said, "Oh, you can't protest, you can't do this now." Now they just started shutting it down. I was riding right through it. They was riding, they were going up 7 Mile, going to the police station to the it was like a golf course that's right there next to the police station. And I was riding through there delivering to some customers, and I saw them. They seen that they wasn't coming to Livernois and stopping right there to really like start doing shit. Oh, and they started going straight. They said, "Oh no, you're not gonna go towards our police, or towards the $1 million homes and towards the white wall, and white people starting to dominate that."
Yeah.
Oh, they started shutting it down. Do you
Yeah.
understand
Yeah.
it? And I was riding through. I just slowed down. I just really looked, and I said, "Oh, this how y'all doing?"
Yeah.
it."
And then another thing too, what we really have to pay attention to too is when it comes to that, and I'm not, well, I guess I am in this one, that Black Lives Matter stuff. That ain't for us.
No, no,
It's not for us at all.
No.
It's
No.
actually, and again, disclaimer, because I'm not saying anything about the gay community. That's for them.
They wanted to put
It's
a
just
patty.
titled
Yeah.
Black Lives Matter, but who that was founded by, and if you really look into their missionary statement, their
She was going
missionary
on with 'em.
statement tells you that their point is to get into a higher level of political matters and for gay and transgender people.
and that's that.
That's what Black Lives
Not for
Matter is
us.
about. But the point in time where they decided to come out
to market
was
it.
during so many black radical situations at the time.
So now,
let's
where did all that
target
money
that
go?
toward.
Where did all the bread go that they got from donations and all of the
To the white man's
fundraising?
pocket.
Where
Oh yeah, Pooh.
Oh, but
and
you
we
know,
were
but you know,
just
Black Lives
discuss-
Matter is not even owned by black people.
No,
We
this
start
is
that
what I'm
also.
saying. I
It's
said
not even
the
owned and
founders-
organized and run by black people.
and the
like a pacifier.
organizers, the founders, and everything are. It's a gay couple. It's a woman
And
and a,
you
and
know,
they're
I
they're
didn't want
going
to say
through
that part.
and you
I
know
didn't
what
want
I'm
to say that
no,
part.
but
I
I'm
you
just-
know they're going through
right.
a case right now because they're saying that she allegedly, because I just don't know because I don't know her demeanor too much, but they're saying that she took all the money money and bought that $6 million
Somehow,
mansion.
yeah.
She was having parties
And she was
there,
trying, yeah.
You know, and
yeah.
I just feel like it was an entrapment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For her to fall into some stuff. And I'm not sure because I don't follow her too much. So
Much,
y'all,
yeah.
if y'all, you know, and can enlighten this, you
Yeah.
know, you think, you know, but I don't know. I feel like that
And
was
you
more of
know
a way
what?
to use to break down a positive black woman, maybe.
And
you
what
know what I'm
I
saying?
felt like what that did actually was due to the fact that the agenda of that whole setup, that BLM thing, had nothing to do with black lives, really.
Yeah.
That when that money came in,
It
of
came-
course, she put a portion towards the real agenda,
And
the
then-
LGBTQ community,
Uh-huh.
and the rest went to what she
Gotcha.
wanted to do with it. I'm not, you know,
Yeah.
my whole thing, and I ain't got no beef with her. Just don't title it Black Lives.
Yeah.
I ain't got
Yeah.
no beef with
There
you,
we
mama.
go.
You got
Boom.
down on them, you got down on them. And then if you invested some of that money into what you believe in, you believe in the LGBTQ community, you believe in the homosexuality. And I'm not saying but I'm saying she put her money where her mouth was.
And that's what it
she
was.
did.
And she was
And
able
that's
to
what it was about.
capitalize off of it.
That's what it is.
Of our lack
That's
of
what it
knowledge.
is. Yeah, and
Uh-huh.
and then
She
yes,
not the
and
first, and she won't be the last.
that's
Sure
it.
won't.
No, she
Sure
won't.
won't.
She won't.
And
She
look,
won't.
she
was
ain't
just
did no
smart
more
enough
than
to
what
get
the
a
white
piece.
man ain't already did.
And then actually what she did too also was just like the white woman who was the NAACP
Yeah.
and pretended to be black.
Boom.
Came in,
Do you
fronted
understand
on an
me?
agenda,
Yeah,
got
yeah.
her hookup going,
Capitalized.
and
Yeah,
capitalized.
and capitalized
You
off
see
of
what I'm
it. Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So I'm not knocking them for the hustle.
Yeah.
Just leave us out of
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
That's all I'm saying.
yeah.
You
Leave
know
this
what?
out, 'cause this
Because
some
if
real
I could
stuff.
find
This
a
some real
hustle
war. This
where
is
I
real
can get in
awakening
it,
type
yeah,
shit.
that's
You
it.
got to be 100 in this, honey, because
Let
this
us
some
be.
real life stuff.
Because at the end of the day, if that's not the
But you know
point,
what?
now we coming to challenge you on where that bread at.
But
they didn't
here's
get
the
their
thing,
cut.
though. That on a small scale is what they've been doing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. As soon as they see the black man do what they're doing,
how do we even sound,
imprison 'em.
How do we even sound asking them to not scam in our name? They've been
No, and this
scamming
is what
in
I'm
our
saying.
name
And again,
forever.
Mark, that goes back to the topic. Do they treat us like they treat us because of how we won't support, unite, and stand on some
lack
They're
of
not worried
knowledge.
about it.
'Cause
They're not concerned about it. And the main reason they're not concerned about us actually raising, because they know it's not going to happen.
That's
I tell
right
people
enough.
all the time, mentally, they did a job on us.
man, they tore our community
Baby,
down.
mentally.
They messed us up in the
For
head.
those
And then it's-
that didn't get the identity
Man.
got stripped away, and for those that it didn't get stripped away, it got watered down.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
I mean, like,
yeah.
what's better?
Yeah,
What are we
yeah,
gonna- yeah.
Stripped
yeah,
away or
yeah,
watered down?
yeah.
You want some
If
watered
they
down?
didn't break you down
Kool-Aid?
Yeah.
mentally,
Do
they
you?
gave you a society
Yeah.
that slaved you into all the drugs, the sexual, the clothing, the money, the cars, the fast
propaganda.
life, the
And
everything.
then, wait a minute, I'm gonna take it one further too, because for my people who, and then let me say this, for my people who are materialistic, for my people who have to be draped, dressed, and I'm not
Yeah,
taking
yeah, yeah.
that,
No, I'm not taking that away
from them
because I come
they
from
get
that profession. I have a
honestly-
boutique.
and they
You know what I'm
honestly
saying?
get that from that's us too.
Yes.
They
we
get
are
that from
royal.
our
Yeah.
ancestors.
We're
Yes,
royal.
yes, because we
royalty.
do have jewelry,
Royal
the
guards.
garments that we wore, the gowns, the oh
Everything
my God, the
draped
beauties.
in gold.
Do
were
you
the
understand
best.
me?
So
And
we,
the
but
makeup.
what they
Yes.
did
And
was,
the makeup.
yeah, and then
Yes.
if you really think about it, they wore makeup back in our ancestral days. That KOHL, that was created by our ancestors, and it was actually created. When you see KOHL on makeup,
Yeah,
that
yes,
comes
yes.
from our ancestors,
And it was spiritual.
and that was
And it was a
black
spiritual.
coal
Yep.
that they would use
Yep,
and
yep,
mix in a
yeah.
powder to make
Yeah.
their faces
Yep,
up.
yep.
Now, this is the thing, and let me make this clear, because again, whatever. But I'm never knocking wearing the makeup. I don't like when you wear the makeup to look like something else.
Yeah.
Enhance your own beauty.
Transforming.
If you got like really black marks and you and you get that covered up, I promise you I understand completely. I got a rash on my foot that just won't go away. So I wear shoes that cover up my foot.
Yeah.
I get that
Gotcha.
part. But at the same time, what I'm saying about that is I don't want to sit here and I'm going to use this as an example. I promise you.
yeah.
Perfect example. I'm at work. I'm not going to say which job. I'm at work. I come out of the bathroom. A girl taps me. I was like, hey, kid, you ain't speaking to me today. I'm like, hey, lady. Had the slightest idea who she was.
Right.
she had did the
Contouring.
It wasn't until she came back past my desk and went to hers. I said, "Oh,
Like that's okay. Like damn.
I did not
You ain't
know
even like
this
yourself
was
as
the
you.
same person."
Yeah.
Girl,
How y'all
putting on
think
a
we
mask.
feel? How you
Yeah,
think we
yeah.
no, and
feel?
y'all
I get
did
it,
with
and I
no.
can respect that.
Angie and Toya, did we not have this conversation at the
did.
house?
We
And
did. We
what
sure
did I
did.
say? I don't care about you wearing the makeup,
Yeah.
but if you have a man in your life
Yep.
and you met that man in that makeup
Yep.
and you know that's not who you really are, if
You
you
need
take
to
it
show
off,
him.
well, this my thing, and this nigga feeling you, this my thing, and the only thing I'm saying about that is what you have to realize is that man is falling in love with the personality that you are, so that is who you really are. So he really likes you. To be
Yeah.
fair to him, let him see you.
The whole-
He's already in love with you, baby. You got him. So
Yeah.
have that conversation with him,
Yeah.
though, babe.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah. That's
this
right.
this is
me.
what I cover
And
up.
This is
This,
me.
this is it.
And
This is
the
me.
thing.
And like I
let it
take
be
me as
known
I
is
am.
this-
And
no,
it-
but even if he can't take you as you are, let me know.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah,
let
oh,
me
yeah,
get all
yeah,
strung
yeah,
up and you like,
yeah,
look,
yeah,
that's a deal
Yeah,
breaker. I
yeah,
can't deal
that
with
is, and then the thing about that too is
See,
right.
got
And
as
then I
soon
said,
as his fiance
and that's the
divorced
thing,
her.
yeah.
Because she took off
And the
makeup.
very first time he saw her without her makeup was on their honeymoon.
Yep, on the honeymoon.
He said,
Yep,
"Oh,
he said,
no, what
no,
the
this ain't
f-
what I
is
did.
this?
What's
So,
this?"
Y'all heard about
And
the Chinese
divorced
dude?
her.
Y'all heard about the Chinese dude?
Yeah. Tell him. Tell the story. Tell the story. This one right here.
So this dude married this woman, got her pregnant, and had a child, and the child came out looking funny.
Say it. Say it.
Black.
He
The
said
kid was
No,
ugly.
the baby was ugly. The baby
Right?
was ugly.
So come to find out that the woman had cosmetic surgery and altered her face.
She didn't look-
plastic surgery. She
Yep.
was rich. So the baby
really
looked
ugly.
like her, really.
yeah,
Oh,
the baby
really?
really
Her.
did look
Really.
like her.
Looked like the way she really looked.
pre-surgery.
So
Pre-surgery.
he took her to court and won.
Yep. Divorced her and everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
My daughter just said he talking about how y'all think we feel.
That's what's for real.
No, I get it.
But,
I
and
get
this goes to the conversation I had on one of the other shows where we was talking about how when men are happy in relationships, it don't mean nothing. But when a woman is unhappy in a relationship, we got to fix it immediately.
That's so unfair.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
And it's
not-
like,
That's so unfair.
anything we, and then we're not allowed to have standards on anything, especially anything that we don't like. How dare us not like anything about a woman? Anything about any woman?
That's ridiculous.
Your hair, if we say something about your makeup, anything. I mean,
Yeah.
that's part of the reason why Kevin Samuels was so hated. It was his opinion.
Yeah.
How dare you have anything to say about any woman?
Yeah.
Right? Have standards.
Yeah,
How dare you
yeah.
have standards?
Yeah.
As a man.
And you know what the thing about that too is, and like I said, for the woman who constantly wears the makeup, allow him to see you. Even if you never know, the man's so in love with you, he could actually be to the point like, babe, okay, I see why you cover it up or whatever. Just continue to.
I
I prefer
with-
you with the makeup, but I want you. But you were gonna fool me any damn way. So you had to put it on every day, all day, any
and
damn
then
way.
If you
So
look at some of these before and after makeup videos that's on TikTok and Facebook, this ain't makeup. This shit is sorcery.
yeah, almost. That's what I'm saying. And
This
you
shit is
can't be
like-
unfair in
But
that.
also-
It's
You
like a
can't
whole-
be
it's like
unfair
it's
in that.
literally plastic surgery.
It is almost without the
Without
without the
surgery.
surgery.
Utensils.
Yeah.
And it's like, yo.
My
so
daughter.
a man is wrong now if I dip your ass in the water like a chicken nugget and you just turn into a whole different person. Like
Mark, do you have the call in line?
Oh, we can open the call in line, most definitely. Yeah.
My daughter just said, I wish my
She's
man
like, I gotta
would.
call in. All
My
right.
daughter said, I wish my man would tell me he preferred me with makeup.
See?
And no,
See
but
what I'm
no,
saying?
Yeah, right.
We're not allowed to have
But-
standards
but-
on
yeah,
nothing.
but-
How
right.
dare you
Honest.
say anything
I
about
want
what
you
you
to be
want?
And
honest.
Pooh, when he put that call in number up, call in.
313-723-0481. That's the line. It's up.
I would prefer for you to be honest so I can accept it
But
because
see
you know what?
but how would listen? Did you see or hear that? And I appreciate that, right?
Uh-huh.
But knowing that if we're honest, we could basically kick ourselves off the ledge, and I don't mean like excluding us from getting something that we want, right? It's like you taking it out of context. If I say that you like I don't like that hair like that or something. Now it's like, oh, like your daughter said, like I wish my man would say he don't. We know that y'all think like that, so we're not saying shit to you about it. We're gonna
okay, I
let
see
you walk
what
out the
you're
house
saying.
looking like a fucking clown, like you want to look like. Because how dare I say anything about your hair?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Especially mean it.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
you
then-
must be gay. Like, what the fuck? You asked me a question. Now, you want me to be honest.
Exactly.
But when I'm honest, how thin of a line? It's a razor blade that you are giving us to walk.
But I'd rather my man hurt my feelings.
I
than
do.
somebody
See,
in the street.
that's another thing that I said. Like, if you can't take the shit that's honest about you or that's honestly being said to you from somebody who you know that loves you, you ain't prepared for the world mentally.
Exactly.
No, you're not. No, the world will tear you
The
up.
world-
You'll
and
be
you gonna- and you
destroyed.
gonna be sitting in
Every
a
day.
house, bawling, wallowing in your own bullshit all day because you
that
can't
is
take
true.
the world.
That is true.
Because you can't even take honesty from people that you know love you.
Yeah.
Or is it that you don't feel like? Or here's the other flip side of that. When they say that, you must not love me. Because I'm honest with you.
Yeah,
You
and you
just
know
can't
what
take
I
the
hate?
truth.
Well, no, and another thing that I hate too, and y'all know I was not a Kevin Samuels supporter at all, but I will say this when it comes to women who didn't care for him as far as my daughter say the people who closest to you supposed to be the ones to be honest with.
That's
But,
right.
but a
That's
lot
true.
of people can't
That's
take
very
the
true.
shit. And
Yeah, but
they're
that's-
so
that's-
self-centered and feel like the world revolves around them that anything you say
They
about
don't
me
even
that's
care
wrong,
to tell you.
like who
They
are
don't even
you
care
to
to
say
tell
that?
you.
If
You
it's
shoot.
anything
Then
Walking
they're
out
gonna
with a booger in your nose.
They're gonna
They
flip it
ain't
around.
gonna say nothing
Listen,
to
they're
you.
gonna-
me.
They're gonna
You know
flip
what
it
I'm saying?
around.
My tag is out. Let
What
me
about
know.
you?
That's it.
You know.
Who are you? This is what this is like the who are you to say that? But what about you and what you do wrong?
Yeah, that's how they do. Yeah,
That's what
yeah,
what they're really
yeah.
saying is who are you to say that about me?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
the
well,
wrong
I'm not gonna say shit, and I'm gonna let you go out in the
Wrong.
world and bump your damn head on
Yeah,
the wall.
the inability.
And then don't come back to me crying afterwards.
Yeah, and you
I
know
don't
what
wanna
that
hear that
is?
bullshit.
That's the inability to accept constructive criticism.
Yeah,
That's how
and
I'm
that's
just
the wrong.
trying
That's
to
the
be
wrong
real.
person. That's the
Take it.
wrong vibe to even have around you. If a person can't vibe off of a person being real with them, keeping it 100, giving them the right focus, keeping them motivated,
They
gotta
don't need
go.
to be around you.
Gotta
and
go.
then when you subtract
Gotta go.
you subtract yourself away from them people, then you wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't care about me.
Yeah,
You
you're
don't
shunned
care.
out.
You
You're
don't care.
shunned
You don't
out.
care about me.
Yeah.
No, I care so
do.
much
About
about you
you.
that
Yep.
I can't tell you about yourself
And I
because you're
want
not
you to
mature
do
enough
better.
to
Yeah. That's
People
the
don't wanna
honest
do
guy.
better.
You can't handle the
There-
fucking truth.
It all goes back down to the slave mind.
It does.
And
It
down
does.
into the
and then you know what? It begins to go into that house nigga, field nigga type thing. So now that the house nigga done came out, they done pressed her hair in the house.
Oh.
Y'all done pressed my hair in the house because y'all be having company over and we can't be too offensive
Oh,
to them
and they
with
done got
nature.
and they done got
you know?
the good fancy clothes.
Yeah. So now when you come in and you serve the tea with a different attitude.
Do you
now.
understand me?
But now the field niggas mad at you.
Yeah, now you coming out because now the field niggas will see that a hot comb can straighten that out and it's flowing. Who you think you is? You walking past them like, oh, you missed a piece of cotton. You see what I'm saying? Now you walking past the field niggas because you can no longer relate.
Yeah,
When you see what
that's
I'm
something,
saying?
that's
And
something.
then now you done turned into the field nigga who then went from massa coming. Hurry up and put your... Now you in the house. Massa, they're about to plot against you. Massa.
What's going on,
What's
caller?
it?
Who is this and where you calling from?
Hey y'all, this is Julius coming in from
Julius,
How y'all
what's happening, man?
Julius, where
How
you
you
been?
doing?
Where you
doing?
been?
Ladies, how y'all doing? Oh, I've been working, you know.
How
just
about
working,
that?
you know?
Hey,
Good.
Gotta do.
Yeah, for sure. Let me comment on the topic real quick. First off, are y'all familiar with the ESG programming?
E, S is in Sam, T is in Tom.
ESG.
No,
ESG.
Yes,
A bit.
ESG.
Oh, are you?
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Well,
I'm
expound-
learning. I'm learning
expound
about
on
it.
it.
I'm
So-
totally ignorant. I'm sorry.
No, you're not ignorant. No, you're just not aware of it. Please don't say that about yourself.
I apologize. I'm not aware,
Thank
Julius. I'm sorry.
All right, cool. So, the environmental, social, and governance program is basically what's been put across the board for all states and all cities to come in and basically say, how do we want to operate this particular program for these group of people?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I'm doing 200 years of a mental game on a select group of people, say blacks, so-called blacks. I'll say it like that.
Okay.
That means that I have to take certain qualities and morals and values away from them in order for me to get that program to work out for the next X amount of time. Okay? So, case in point, if I'm in Detroit and I say to the youth, or I say to my young adults and everybody else, let's shut down Detroit for the next 10 years, y'all. And let's pick back up on this Motor City thing that we really do, and then we'll open up business to the world again after that 10-year period. You know how hard it would be for them to even try to even put their foot on y'all neck ever again when y'all say something like that.
That's very true.
You see what I'm saying? Let alone them trying to come in and try to trick y'all. As a matter of fact, another thing, y'all was speaking on this whole thing with the elemental peak community.
Yeah.
See, their job is to come in and make sure whatever program that they do have, they can put it somewhere in place for someone to pick up and then turn around and then spread it among all the other neighborhoods.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Okay? So if that's the case, if I tell everybody in Detroit, y'all need to stop watching Disney because that shit promotes homosexuality in so many ways through the color, through the sound, and through the imaging. Everybody would be like, oh, okay, we get why. Now we got to stop it. My whole point of this statement is this. When y'all are coming together the way that y'all are right now, y'all have to be very delicate about, I'm sorry, not delicate. Y'all have to be very mindful about how y'all put these words into energy and play and how you doing it. Because sometimes when the feds be looking around for stupid shit like they trying to do right now, they're trying to initiate something. Like the black extremist group. That shit is not even fucking real.
Yeah.
There's not enough black
It's not.
people out there
It's not. Yeah.
to go out there and try to actually do some crazy shit like
Yeah.
that, like they did.
Yeah. And
even then,
especially
that shit-
to be titled black extremists.
Yes, ain't
When,
that
and then,
something?
Yeah.
but this is the thing about that.
When we
They'll
got Ku
title
Klux
a group.
Klan.
Just say, for example, if we were to just say every Saturday we're gonna get a whole bunch of black people together and we're gonna go clean up the communities. They would title that black extremists.
Yeah, we're gangs.
You see
now.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With because you have a motive towards what you're trying to gather a whole bunch of black people together
Something
to get them
positive.
to do. You're extreme.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So just imagine the all power to the people.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So this is the thing behind all of it. In order for them to keep their particular system or show going in front of all of us, the distraction needs to be made just powerful enough for you to understand. Like, look, this ain't just Caucasian people that's doing this. Maybe it may be some other folk also that may look like me that's doing it, and I don't need to be mad about it because they're looking for a way to survive. Okay. Not thrive in the particular manner that you all are doing right now. They're looking for a way to survive in this system that you all are bringing back into power. Now, I'm not no Greek so-called alpha,
Philosopher.
yeah, all that bullshit. I'm not into that.
Yeah.
I'm not into it. I'm looking for the facts of what we're dealing with, and
Yeah.
so I want to offer what I can so that you can go ahead and look at it at also the other angle, so you can be like, oh, all right, cool. We ain't got
Yeah.
to deal
You
with that.
have a balance of what you're looking into, what you're comparing, and you know what it is that you're attempting to find out or discover more in reference to your own personal knowledge that kind of instructs you on which way you should be going. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to feel like you said, I'm not a Greek philosopher or anything. I'm not even trying to swallow all that knowledge.
Right.
I'm trying to focus on what matters and affects me and my people the most,
Right
and
now.
how we can actually address that agenda. And like you said, the ESG, you know what I'm saying? How we can actually, I guess, come up with a game plan to either input that and make that more positive in reference to us, you know, or how we can like look for the red tape inside of that and know to dodge it.
Exactly.
Yeah, y'all should really just shut down 8 Mile all the way up to the basically to Belle Isle. Y'all should shut it down. Y'all should really shut the city down and go ahead and make things move to the point where it's that what's going on in Detroit that we should, if we can't even set foot up in here, no, we're cleaning up. We're
Yeah.
cleaning up everything that
Yeah.
we got
Yeah.
between ourselves, our families, these neighborhoods, the city government,
Yeah.
the state government, all that stuff.
Yeah,
Just keep,
yeah.
keep doing what
and
y'all
and
doing.
then, like you said, what do you call it? Oh, being responsible for our colonies. You know, versus community. You know what I'm saying? And then the thing about it, I tell people all the time, it's too easy to be hard. All that takes is for us to say, say for instance, all of us today had the mindset that works against our community. And we had this meeting today, and we've actually noticed some of the things that we ourselves personally can change and apply to our life that kind of gets us going into a better operation of life, how we do things now, because we had a discussion. We accepted constructive criticism. We see the things that we do on a daily, maybe that affects our community to a negative. And we say, tomorrow I'm going to start working on that, and I'm going to start doing this, and this, and this. That's just how easy a turnaround is. And it's a shame that we can't even grasp that concept.
Yeah.
No, we do have that concept, but it's just in our own way. You know how you in the hood. Here it is that I've seen some shit that I don't like, but yeah, I'm going to check you in my tone and matter that I'm checking you, and now I don't like it. Now we beefing over some small shit that shouldn't even matter.
That's it.
As opposed to just sitting down and be like, hey, man, what's up with you throwing that piece of garbage right there in front of in front of kids' school, something like that. You know what I'm saying? Would you like it if the trash just was never picked up over there on Wednesdays? If I had the power to say, don't go over there to that one particular house right there, don't go pick up the trash, the rest of the neighborhood be looking at you like you funny.
Yeah, exactly. You see
what I'm saying?
That's exactly what we're saying. Yeah, that's the honest to God truth. And then, like I said earlier, I go back to that, me being a unicorn or what have you, but you can't pay me to throw some paper out my window. You can't pay me. That trash will sit in my car until I get somewhere, the garbage can. Hell, I don't even use my side door really, but I pull up to the side door just so I can access the garbage can and clean out my car and throw it in there really quickly. Versus me having the opportunity to where I did have it in my car, I could have rolled down my window and threw it out.
Yeah, that's
you see what I'm saying? But I myself, and just imagine if all of us took that attitude, everybody who watching, all the 33,000 followers of Mark D, and just imagine if we all took that attitude, like, yeah, watch that show today. You know what? I'ma chill. I ain't gonna throw it out no more. I ain't gonna say I'm gonna get out and pick it up. You know what's already on the ground. But this day forward, I won't contribute to it.
That's right.
You know, it's too easy to be hard.
Let me check in with these businesses that y'all want to go ahead and get pushing. If someone is bringing in a product into your environment, check that product out to make sure that it's going to bring back the coin into the pockets of y'all at least 16, 17 times, and then after it's been circulated, and then you can push that little bit of fiat money out.
Yeah, and that was the thing, because when we had Black Wall Street, do you know that black dollar circulated in that same community 21 times before it left?
Yeah, but then here's the propaganda behind it coming from somebody like the federal government. They need to go ahead and put out enough pictures and images to make it look like, okay, well, they got sabotaged and all this other stuff. How we know that wasn't a sheriff's job? That they just wanted to be like, look, we giving y'all all the resources. We don't have no more. Now we got to make sure that we pull out our insurance game so that we can be comfortable now, so we can move on and go somewhere else. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And as far as like with these kids and all this other stuff and these drugs and marijuana, did y'all know that April 19th is the actual birth date for the so-called Queen Elizabeth? But we celebrate what's that shit called? 420, whatever that shit is.
420.
420,
Yeah. Now, I'm not knocking anybody who do whatever recreational drugs they feel like doing, but at the same instance, are y'all looking at the purpose behind what's going on, these particular things? Because they consider a commercial crime of you being addicted. Hear me one more time. Addicted to any form of drug. They consider that a commercial crime. That's weird to me, ATF. But at the same time, do my kids know that? No, they don't know that shit because they hurting over whatever it is they hurting them in their environment.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
So let's continue to do what we're doing right now. Let's speak this thing out. Let's keep putting out the truth and let these things flourish, because one day our children are going to look back and be like, you know what? Thank y'all.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, thank y'all.
Yeah.
For real. Because it could have been so much more detrimental that we would have been further down in this pot with these other crabs in the barrel when we should have turned off this water a long time ago.
That's it.
You feel me?
That is it.
So, man, y'all have a great day. This meet and greet that's going to happen, I know that shit going to be fucking lit. And also,
we about to turn up, Joe.
I need y'all to get together with these shows and start talking to each other about how y'all going to go ahead and change Detroit and make it be what it was before.
That is it.
Julie,
and we are on a mission.
That is really my point, man, with this event. Like, for the people who are tuned in, the listeners that want to come out and engage with the panel of their favorite show on the network, that's cool. But my mission would be accomplished just getting all of my crew in the same room and just beginning to have them all organize and get to know each other and pollinate our resources and products and skills and thoughts and ideas with each other. You know what I mean? Because I got 20 shows on the network, almost 50 people. On the network as far as on their cast and stuff. So it's time for us to start organizing and doing something a little bit more than just the podcasting. And that's really what the next level of this is on. You know what I mean? I got a lot of people already know the things that I want to do in the community, already been doing in the community, and the blueprint that I have for a team. So I'm just about to try to lay that down and give everybody the blueprint on what it is that we could be doing to make an impact out here. And just to go up blazing the trail up that I've already created. You know what I'm saying?
100, Mark. And we already know that vision that you got going for 7 Mile Radio, it's going to prosper, bro. I'm already speaking that shit.
I mean, the news van is sitting in the driveway right now. I mean, the news van went from a thought in my mind to a keychain to actually sitting in my driveway. You know what I mean? So, I feel like I have a niche of just thinking up things and making them a reality at this point. Just like 7 Mile Radio was a thought 15 years ago this month.
Like you said, 20 shows.
This is the 15th, yeah. I mean, and now this is something that we're actually sitting at. We've got the microphones that say 7 Mile Radio. We have people all over the world that recognize 7 Mile Radio, all the way from the community up to celebrities. So I feel like, this is the next step is just getting all of my people to, organizing and getting to the community work that we need to do to help our people get to where we need to be.
And then that's a prime example of how when we unite and as far as 7 Mile Radio and as far as the topics that are discussed in all the different shows, and just to think we haven't even all came together and met yet, and 7 Mile Radio is already making an impact on. So for it to be that without even a game plan of unity, imagine where we could get if we all came together
and that's just this small group of people just moving in the same in the steps that I'm putting down just on this small level, right? Now, if we continue this on a mass scale, on bigger things, we can really make an impact. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. And then again, going back, like I said, I wanted to keep
reiterating
the topic into this. Again, look how everything we just sat here and discussed and how simple of a game plan, and Julia's even calling in how simple of a game plan it is that we can actually put together and execute, and we can't even get there. And the main reason society and other races, the government, senates, and all that type of stuff are not concerned about when they kill us, when their own people who aren't officers coming into our communities, Buffalo, New York, you go in a grocery store and just kill people because they're black. Downtown Detroit, you have a white man who killed 2 black people and then in Chicago, a white man who killed 2. You see what I'm saying? Now, they're not concerned about our response to that. They are not. Because we're not agenda. Going to unify. And that is what they're not concerned about. But that is exactly what it would take to create change and make them feel what they inflict on us. Would be unity. And I don't mean violent unity. I mean pulling back dollars, pulling back. You see what I'm saying? That's it, Julius. That is it.
If we could shut them down in a financial way.
And wait a minute, I'm gonna take this one further. I'm gonna do this in the hood aspect as far as women and men. How about this? I've actually had 2 women who found out that they were being played by a man. Now come to find out, old boy got bread, long bread. They came together and plotted on a nigga to get his money. Why? Because he had so many women that if 1 or 2 of us leave, it ain't gonna impact him. But I want him to feel the hurt he put on me because I liked him. So they game planned it and hit the nigga pockets and left him. Oh, he didn't feel the fact that they left. He felt the financial hit they caused him, which made him regret what they did to him. Yes. You see what I'm saying? Imagine
what's the thing with y'all law enforcement. Just with y'all law enforcement in Detroit, period. If you look at it from a standpoint like this, if I say to the city of Detroit, all right, just playing make-believe real quick. All right, since y'all want to go out here and do all this extra stuff with our children, we're going to put $1 million policy on each one of their heads. Just that simple. It's my money. We giving it to you anyway. If we got $1 million in policy on each one of these officers, they'll stop. They won't even fathom of trying to pull any form of so-called gun against any of these children, or let
that's
alone
true.
us. Because here it is now, my livelihood is at stake, my
Yeah.
children's livelihood is at
My
stake,
pension.
plus everything. It's going to be at stake because
Yeah.
I decided to be emotional as opposed to being rational about the situation that I got at hand.
And that is it. And then really
You feel
even in those aspects, you can look at it like this as far as all the crime that's being committed, especially the crimes that are being committed by us on officers, on white citizens who decided that they white supremacists and they know that their race as a whole is dying off. And I'm sorry, if you do the research on it, they are.
Race
They're dying off.
43%.
The women
43%
are.
of white folks right now, they're gone. They
And
gone.
if you
And
get
they're
that is it,
steadily
and then
declining.
like the white women, the highest miscarriage rate, miscarriage is amongst white women. They aren't holding the babies anymore. I mean, their race as a whole is dying off.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And the thing about that is for us to know that. You know what I'm saying? And like the boy who was in New York, the reason behind what he
That
did was
part of the
what,
reason.
Mark?
That
What
was-
did he
that was
say?
the exact reason.
Yeah.
Because other races are taking over his race. I can't remember the exact quote that they said, but basically his race is dying off, right? And other races are outlasting white folks.
And then little does he know, like as far as genetics and how it's set up, without them putting a tax on us and without them. And no offense against anyone who's been vaccinated, you know, nothing against anything like that, but putting vaccines inside of our bodies and, you know, at the end of the day, as far as nature has it planned, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be the black man who's left.
That's right.
But this
That's
is the
right.
thing about it. They know that.
They know it, and they
So-
threatened.
And then the thing about it, not only are they threatened due to the fact that they know that, and they've known that for years.
Yes,
their
a
game
long
plan
time.
is
Everything, their
against
agenda,
us.
yeah, that's
everything
everything
that's
they do.
plotted is
Yes.
plotted.
The purpose of that whole entire this this particular event that just passed, man, the collection of venereal infectious diseases that went down for that particular thing, it had to be reborn through the Tuskegee thing. That's the only
That's
way
it.
they'll be
Yep,
able to
yep, you
make
right
sure
about
that you
that.
guys
Yep.
get this poison back in your
Yep,
body
yep.
in order for me to send a signal wave to your body, to your phone, or whatever it is that you going so happen doing that day to get you, you know, dang, why did I drop my key? Oh, dang, why did I? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you hear me?
Yeah, no, we
Okay.
understand
Because
completely.
so at that shit right there, y'all don't need to be worried about none of that no more. They tried it, y'all saw it, they missed it.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
All
and see,
right.
that's what we're trying to get our people to see as a whole. That is it.
But
you know what I'm saying?
You only do that just by doing what you're doing right now.
No, that's
Just
what I'm
by
saying,
doing
Julie.
it.
That's what I mean. That's what we're doing. You know, that's what we're doing right now. You know, taking an avenue, taking advantage of the avenue that we have to share that with our people. You know, and like I said, there are a lot of topics and shows and different discussions and things like that are held, but I just feel like for me to have the opportunity in any shape, fashion, or form to reach my people and enlighten, once that was given to me, that's how I'm going to use that time. You know what I'm
'cause
saying?
I would
Being
love
able
to
to abroad, you know.
Because when y'all team up with that hidden hand and then y'all making them think the way that y'all got going right now, I'm trying to tell
Hey man, Julius, you
They
see,
don't
so
really
you now you one of the people that I see that tuned in
He
to
gets
several
it.
of the shows,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Now,
So
I
you,
tune into. I love this. I love the fact
Yeah.
that 7 Mile Radio can sit there and give me such valuable information at the level that I can comprehend. I can go back and look at it and
Didn't say
research
that
and come
yesterday.
back and give y'all something y'all may not see.
yeah, man. And we appreciate listeners like you, man, that not only are very adamant on tuning in and commenting, calling in on one show, but multiple shows. Understanding the concept of those shows and being able to chime in and just understanding the platform as a whole. You're not in Detroit, huh?
No.
Damn, see, man, because I would love for you to come to the damn traffic
Yeah,
jam, man.
I would love to meet
Because
you.
like that is the meet and greet is for listeners like you, man. You know what I'm saying? People that want to come in and actually get to know the listener. I mean, the panel in real life. You know what I'm saying? We want to get to know the listeners that's tuned in to our shows. You know what I mean? So that's really what it is, man. So you're gonna have to catch a plane or something, man.
Man, it's an 8-hour drive. I know it's an 8-hour drive for me to get there.
Man, listen, if you get up here, man, you don't even pay to get in the door, man. You got a free
Oh
ticket
no, I'm
on
gonna
me, man.
support. No, I'm gonna support my brother
You said
because
I'ma
at the
make
end
that
of the
gas
day,
worth it.
yeah, I'm gonna make that gas super worth it, and I will make that other gas worth it too. But anyway, man, I'm just letting you know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
And
support.
and another one of our valuable listeners, Yolanda Greer, said, "I love knowledgeable
But
shows."
sure, I was just
And
about to read
And I
that.
love the ratchet shows as well. Why?
Hell yeah.
Because the ratchet shows
Julia
attract the
said, "Hell
audience.
yeah."
The ratchet shows attract the audience that need to hear the information that the knowledgeable shows are delivering.
That's it.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because
Yeah.
it's not about preaching to the choir. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? We can
yeah.
preach to the choir to the people that actually know and operate in the space and the mind frame that we already in, right? But those ain't the people that we necessarily need to attract. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah,
we need
yeah.
to convert the people
The
who
ones
are
who need a
operating.
little more
Yeah,
enlightenment.
the ones that are throwing trash in the ground.
Outside on the
right?
ground. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
the ones that are out there making the music and perpetuating the type of image and the sound and the lifestyle
That they use to
that
use
they
against
use against
us.
us,
Yeah.
right? And these RICO
Yeah.
charges now, it's like, goddamn, Lord, look at the Young Thug and the Gunner situation. Well,
What
now
is-
they got the
What
RICO
is going
charges.
on with that? What is
Everybody
Rico?
getting-
What I'm
Well,
gonna
RICO,
say is
RICO is basically guilty by association,
Association.
right? And now they'll take something as small as your song lyrics and use it as evidence in the crime, right? Where somebody was murdered, like they're doing, and now they you and everybody that's associated with this brand that you created that we call a gang is going down with you.
Yeah.
So
It's
Bird-
stemming from stuff that happened over
Now
10,
they
15
created
years
that.
ago.
Now they created that.
You know what I'm
Now
saying?
they created that. They created that bring down like they created these laws of this system, right? For to crack down on the mob.
My daughter just
see-
said they're basically in jail for their lyrics.
Yeah, that's what I said. And
Yes,
people
because
like-
they're using their lyrics from stuff that happened 10, 15 years ago.
Oh, they telling on themselves.
Like, yeah, I'm
Like a lot of
keep it
these
real,
rappers are
like,
fucking
they
doing nowadays
came
anyway.
They from the game, you know what I'm saying? Anybody that know Thug, you know what I'm saying, the real deal, you know what
So
I'm
he
saying? He
actually
really
rapped
is.
about
He rapping
real
about
stuff
stuff
he
that
did.
he did a long time ago.
some rappers
so
are.
they feel
Some
like
rappers are.
because it's so long ago, people won't attach different words or attach different lyrics to this, that, and the
But
third
then,
because they changed the
but
name and
the
they changed the
people
scene.
whose
But
family
people who
you
know,
hurt
you know
know
what I'm
that.
saying?
I
And
mean,
these feds, they're
just for
watching, they're
example, like,
listening. They're turning
YSL.
lyrics to cases.
I know y'all don't know all of these names, but like just for example, right now there's an artist named YSL Lucci who's in jail
My
right now.
daughter just said this.
Yeah, they want him
FBI
dead.
My daughter
Thug
said
and them want
FB
him dead.
YSL Lucci is in jail right now, and
So
he
he
got
won't
stabbed
snitch.
up. So
Yeah.
he got stabbed up in jail. Now it's alleged that Young
Young
Thug
Thug.
put the hit out on him
That's what they
in
saying.
jail because it is alleged that YSL Lucci was part of responsible why Young
Yeah.
Thug's baby mama got killed.
Yeah.
So now
This
they're
is
rapping
Oh,
about-
his baby mama.
Yeah,
Now
this
they-
is an
now they
alleged
rap-
beef. Yeah, his
so
baby
now
mama got
they
killed
rapping
a
back and
few
forth
months
about
back.
these things, and they're using these lyrics as
Yeah.
evidence into bringing these people to to
Yeah,
prosecute.
and you know they had
and
another
there's artists
attempt
like
on his life.
Is Young Thug the one whose daughter was like, I'm up tired?
I don't.
One of their daughters did something, but she was like, I'm effing tired. And everybody started saying it, but it was a little girl who started that. One of the rapper's daughters did the I'm effing tired. Have y'all heard people say that though? Mud effing tired. Oh damn! Oh wow! I be geek when I be on stuff, and other people. I swear, I'm gonna Google it when we end the show. She was like, "I'm effing tired,"
Oh,
and she the
wow.
baby
Yeah.
of one of the artists who is with Birdman them.
oh well, she.
Oh, you talking about Raise Your Name?
I'm about to say Lil Wayne's daughter is about
No,
to
I
raise
know
one.
Lil
She
Wayne.
ratchet,
No, I know
so
her.
she
Yeah,
with
no.
it.
But it was a little girl. She's
Say a
probably
little kid.
older now because the year.
I
But
don't know.
it became a meme. It became, and she said she was mud effing tired.
You know,
I-
I do
so-
kind of
so-
sound
so-
familiar.
that phrase do, but I don't remember it coming from a
Yeah, from a
baby.
baby.
Yeah, and I'm a
But this
Google
is
up.
why-
I'm a
this is why
Google.
these
It's a video
particular
of
things
her
are happening,
saying.
y'all.
What'd you say,
This
Julius?
is why these particular things are being brought into the forefront now. Who is this? This young man. Oh, Mr. Comedian Dave Chappelle. When he was doing a particular show one time, I noticed that he kept iterating on his character and how he had went into the contract of the business of Comedy Central and how they wouldn't give him his money due to the deal that he made. And in these contracts that these rappers that they make in all areas of activity, economics, education, entertainment, labor law, politics, religion, sex, and war. When they make these particular contracts, your being is now into that paper that says whatever it is that you say and do, that's who you are. You're perpetrating it throughout the entire universe now. So that means that if Lil Wayne is talking about only, and I'm using him as a reference, I'm not saying whatever he does in real life, that's what he does. But if he's making that reference, and here it is, it's being pushed throughout the entire world, the universe, saying like, look, it's okay for you to do lean. It's okay for you to go out and do this. It's okay for you to do that. Then yeah, subconsciously somewhere somebody's gonna pick that up and have that notation of feeling, saying like, look, I'm gonna do it. Because if Lil Wayne is my influence and he's my biggest fan, I mean he's my biggest I guess what's the word I'm looking for, y'all? There you go. Thank you.
I'm his
that's telling
biggest
me
fan.
you see what I'm saying? I'm gonna go out there and follow him because I feel like that's what I need to do in order for me to either feel better or get this or whatever. My point is that when these particular youngsters go into these contracts with the entertainment industry, they're not looking at the value fact of who they really are as a being. You're worth more than what you're saying somebody else is telling you what to say. You don't have to go out there and promote that the way that you think you need to.
Yeah.
Pac could say some things about drugs and money and girls and women, but he could turn around and tell you, hey, dear mama, I still love you.
Did that part, you know,
You
and
see
see
what
the
I'm saying?
thing, and the thing about that is which is why, and don't get me wrong. Well, okay, I take that back. The thing about that is too, I believe that's why they target the poorest young man with talent. And then when I said I was going to think about that and draw it back, because I said with talent, a young man who think he can rap, period. If they can pay you to push the negative agenda, then they gonna pay you to do that. You see what I'm saying?
Because you don't know your worth.
That's it. And then we can actually get you to implement this negativity into your world, like you said, Julius, into the universe, and promote
It's like a
especially
meditation.
if you have people who have seen your growth from when you were very poor till when you became a rapper, till this extravagant lifestyle that you live now. I want that. I don't care about the
They're
in
looking up the
between.
glow up.
Yeah, I want
There
the
you
glow.
go. Thank
What
you,
you
Mark.
get? And they
Thank
said
you.
you just gotta rap. That's all you gotta say.
That's it.
Oh yeah. You see what I'm saying?
I
And
don't
then-
necessarily believe this, but if you gonna pay me to say this,
yeah.
I'm
And
so-
then I ain't never did none of that before in my life. Oh, but say I did.
See what I'm
Okay.
saying?
You see what
But
I'm
to
saying?
get into that character,
That's it.
to get into
That
that
is it.
energy, to
That
get
is
into
it.
that mind frame, you need that particular. You need that particular. I'm gonna say it like this. We need that particular bloodline to bring in that person that we know for sure he or she could turn that shit around tomorrow. We
Yeah.
need to change that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we really don't want this so-called black messiah, whatever, to rise up again, because that's just too much for us to be dealing with once
At the time,
again.
yeah.
We
And
saw
then-
what that shit did 100 years ago.
Right, and
If
what
we
they're
do that shit
actually-
again, we're going to be gone even quicker.
And what they're actually afraid of, which, and as far as me, again, unicorn. But as far as me, I don't think. I know what they're afraid of. They're thinking that if we ever get into power and overtake them, and make it a thing where blacks are in power. Now, I think they feel will retaliate as far as making them feel what. But honestly, if we really knew our own, that isn't even of our nature. That is not how black people operate, unfortunately, due to the fact of this damn melanin we got in our damn body. And melanin also causes you to have a graver degree of empathy. You see what I'm saying? Which is the reason why there is no black officers that always kill whites. You see what we
'Cause they won't
operate
tolerate.
different emotional. No, that's true too,
They won't
Julius.
talk.
But what I'm
They won't
saying is the agenda behind it. We don't really have in the low key agenda that we
Right.
want to go out here and blast white people.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like we don't really have that kind of hidden animosity in us due to having a lack of empathy. Because if you lack melanin, I'm sorry, genetically, and it can be scientifically proven, you lack empathy. You see, it's just the lesser that you have of it, the more capability you have to care less, which is the reason why the majority of white people will support a wrongdoing by their people because they don't really have the full ability that we have to care.
That's right.
And I'm sorry, and I'm not saying that in a way like that's my opinion. That can be scientifically proven. The less melanin you have, almost the lesser ability you have to be empathetic. which is the difference in between why you can have white officers kill black men. And then for one, they already have a low-key agenda. For two, they want that notch on their belt. Got me one.
So here's
I
the
mean,
thing,
you
right?
know.
And they on the secret team.
So when we were talking earlier, I forget the point that we were making. If I ponder for a minute.
I'm
Wait,
sorry. I didn't
come
see
on
that.
now. Come on now. We keep on the show. So the point that I was making, see, you threw me off.
I
See
did.
what I'm
Okay,
saying?
I'm sorry.
You got to
I
stay
just-
on the
I
show,
didn't know-
baby. We got to stay on the show. She ain't here for the show. See, you got to stay on the damn studio. So the point we was making, now you made me forget the point. Now y'all go ahead. damn it. And I had a good one.
Now you gotta do the boom boom.
I ain't even because it's her fault.
You gonna say no boom?
Look,
But I'm sorry, Mike. So maybe what I'll say will bring it back to
Okay, go
you.
ahead.
You know,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
again,
there
like
we
I
go.
was saying, and again, that understanding our makeup. You see what I'm saying? And again, reiterating the title.
That's right.
They treat us a certain way because of how we treat each other, and also the lack of how we treat each other. The lack of unity, because they know we don't F with each other the long way. Unfortunately, they've done a great job with that on us when it comes to that.
Okay, I got
But
it,
this-
right?
self-respect.
It came back, right?
Thank
so
you.
when we're talking about what we need to do to penalize them, right? Y'all talk about not financially supporting them or hitting them where it hurts in their pocket. And it's kind of evident to me that they support the killing of black men by police because what do they first thing that they do when it happens? Put them on paid
Yeah.
Leave.
leave.
Yeah.
Right, as opposed to penalizing them, like y'all said. What if we charge them with taking their pension?
Yeah.
If we charge
Yeah.
them with not, if we just immediately suspending,
Yeah.
without no kind of pay, like then that'll raise awareness about like, oh wait, maybe we are doing something
consequences.
wrong.
Well,
Yeah, you know
There's
what
some
I'm saying?
consequences
Yeah,
as
yeah.
opposed to benefits
Yeah.
Pat on the
for
back.
this type of behavior.
Yeah.
A pat on the back.
Yeah. And
You know
that
what
is
I'm saying?
it. And
It's
that
either-
you're
it's
right.
you're either going to get a pat on the back or a slap on the wrist.
And low key, honestly, too, that aspect that they do when they kill us off in that aspect, that's also population control.
Definitely.
All those with one stone.
But
You
see,
know
what
what I'm saying?
what did Robin Harris tell us in Baby Kids?
Yeah.
Yeah, Julius.
Go ahead, Mark.
We don't die, we multiply.
You see?
Right? So they can try to kill us off as
Yeah,
much
oh,
as they can.
it's just-
when
yeah.
when the planet itself that
Yeah.
you're living on is killing you. When the sun
It's that we
that
discussed that. Yeah.
rises every
Reject
morning
you.
Kill you.
is
Reject you.
killing you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Nature
And all they
itself.
had to do was one
Nature
thing.
is-
They
Nature,
don't want you.
when nature
All they had to do
rebukes
was
you.
one thing. They had to
When
come and
they-
join
that's
the
it.
party.
out of
That's all.
the ecosystem.
Yeah, that is it.
Right. This
Yeah.
This is like, no, imagine your body, right? Your body, your natural
Mm-hmm.
alkaline body has the ability to fight off illnesses,
Yeah.
Yeah.
cancers,
Yeah.
and shit like that.
All
right?
on its own.
And if we are of the earth, we are of the universe,
We
the
are.
sun, right?
Because
That-
melanin
that
is in the
is-
universe.
That's what makes the universe black.
That's it.
Right. So that is representation to me that there's a cancer on this earth
Yeah.
that's being eliminated.
Yeah. That is it. That is it.
We
What I tell-
we are the earth. We are the universe. And if the earth and the universe is taking you out, and you trying to kill me,
Yeah.
that
Because
sounds
you're
similar like
aware
the
of that.
That sounds like a battle of like a breast cancer, or brain cancer, or lung cancer against an alkaline body.
Yeah. 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 Because
You see,
anything
that's what it sound like to me.
and how about that? Because anything that is highly alkaline, cancer can't live in it.
Not at all.
Disease
Exactly.
cannot
Did you
live
know
in
that
it.
there's a
You see what
water
I'm
right
saying?
now?
Thrive.
There's a water right now in El Salvador off a mountain that you can go ahead and just drink a tad bit of that water. It will wash
Sure
away
will.
every last
Right. Yep.
In
every
your body.
last
Yep.
thing that you ever
Yeah.
had since you were a
Yeah.
child.
Yeah.
You get that?
That is it. That is it. And it'll
That's what's on the planet.
alkaline your
Where you
body.
say that? Where you say is that?
El
It's,
Salvador.
it's El Salvador. Why you think they closing all the board? Why you think they trying to close
They don't
down
want
all
us
the
over
southern
there.
So
American
wait.
borders right
They
now?
don't want us over there, honey.
Wait. So
They
is
don't
this,
want us.
Is
It's
this
the oasis
is
right
this
there in Arizona.
is this
right
the
there.
whole mythical fountain of youth that we've been hearing
How
about
about
ever
that?
since?
mean, you
How
would say
about
so.
that?
You would
Because
say
you
The
know
fountain of
To a degree.
the fountain of youth is the fountain of youth is a black woman's womb for you to go in there and try to figure out how you can survive again and live out this whole entire purpose
Imagine
of
if
you
that's all
trying
the
to figure
war
out
you
why
drunk
you
your whole
here.
life.
You hear me? In order for
You
me to
operating-
get
What are those people?
all
He's the
this
only
shit
person I've ever heard talk about this place.
Wait a minute,
El
hold
Salvador.
on. My daughter just said, Julius, you got to come on the show one day.
Yeah, he
You
does.
know what? We're gonna give it's people like
Yeah.
Julius. We're gonna give him the VIP listeners club card and send him the video chat link so he can video
So come
chat.
on in. Yo, we
Into
can
the
see
show.
him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna be like the
I
honorary
really appreciate
panelist
it.
on the shows, man.
I
You
really
can call
appreciate
in,
it.
Did
Yeah.
that, but
I
Look,
really
you got the
appreciate it.
listeners noticing you, Julie.
Hey,
For real.
hey man, I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do. I
That
want
is
to keep
it.
spreading what I can to the truth so that we can go ahead and be back to where we were
And we
before.
That
appreciate
is it.
callers
And
like this
we do.
versus
we do.
others who call in and heckle and bullshit. Right?
Seriously.
Well,
For real.
you know, you got to have that too from time to time more than
But
just
like you said,
focus.
motivation,
Ain't get your thing done.
motivation.
You know? Yeah.
And like you
yeah,
said,
yeah.
all of us need to be enlightened in some shape, fashion, or form. It's just at different
definitely.
levels we
Oh,
receive it.
attracting the people is what we
Okay.
want.
That's
You
what
know
I'm
what I mean?
saying.
But,
And it's just at different levels we
everybody don't need
receive
a
it.
platform to speak though.
So
I'll
for
say
some,
that.
no, that's it.
That's it.
You know, that's it. And
Very true.
what and Juliet, Julian or Julius? I'm reading my daughter.
Julius.
Julius, and the ability to know that, and then like even for and knowing that too. Again, I'm gonna lose a lot of my people here. I might lose my two co-hosts right here, but no, I might lose Mark on this
No.
one.
All
No,
right,
but
well, let's go with
wait, watch where I'm about
We
to go
kinda
with
more
it
so
though.
peas
Wait a
in a
minute.
pod.
Wait, well, no, not on this.
And
Not on
on
this.
this.
Wait,
You
hold
already
on.
know.
Here
You
she
already
go.
know.
No, wait.
Go,
Wait, watch
go,
where I'm about to
go.
go.
Just let her go. Let her go.
And she's
Come on.
off.
No, and I'm off. And knowing that too about the alkaline water and how it heals your body and what you put in your body, they also knew we were never supposed to be putting meat in it.
True.
That
That's true.
tears us down. So you see what I'm
Yes.
saying?
No, you
Yeah,
don't lose me.
yeah. That's
I
why
can-
I'm
you want me to go
converting
deep-
right
you want me to
now.
go
I'm
deeper on that?
converting
Yeah.
right now. Like I'm really at fish and chicken now. Like
That's it,
I
yeah.
do no
Wait,
red
wait.
meat.
Yeah.
Listen,
I do.
our bodies was not designed to digest meat. Period.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was.
Our
seriously.
mouths.
We
our
can.
mou-
We
huh?
can.
Huh?
My
I
daughter.
said we can.
Wait, my
Yeah,
daughter
we
talking
can.
about. Uh-oh.
We can,
can.
but it's not good for
We're
our
not
bodies.
supposed-
We're,
yeah.
It's
we're
not good for us.
herbivores. We're
Yes.
not carnivores.
Yeah, that's
man.
it.
Yes,
That's
and
it.
once
Our
it's-
teeth, the majority of
Yeah.
our teeth are flat and blunt.
Yeah.
Mhm.
For
There you go.
grinding.
Yep.
Right, yeah.
That's just like
Not
in
to
nature.
tear
If you
apart
give,
and-
Not like
that's just
all
like
of
in
the-
nature, though. If you give an animal or a species that's some food out of their what they're supposed to have, they're
If
gonna
we-
die.
listen,
It's gonna break them down.
Exactly.
Let's
Yeah.
go put it like,
You
like
know?
if we were supposed to eat meat, we wouldn't have to cook it.
Yes,
Every animal that eats meat,
they eat
right?
raw. It's
They
raw.
eat it
It's
raw.
natural.
We
for
would
them.
be equipped with the tools.
Say it
Like
again,
when
Mark.
we get hungry and we see a squirrel on the side of the world, side of the road, we should be equipped with the tools to jump out the car, go and hunt that boy down.
Seriously,
Just
though.
get it raw. If we
Seriously,
were meat
though.
eaters, right?
Yeah, that's
but when
very
our
true.
digestive system and our body is
It's
not
not built
designed
up for that.
If we
Not
were
at
supposed
all.
to eat meat, we
Very
wouldn't have to
true.
fucking cook it.
Yeah,
Our
and then-
intestines are too
Yeah.
long, right? A whole bunch of shit. Like, man, I can just go.
Sure.
Oh, and no, but then the thing about that too is when you look at it like this, like when I first started, and don't get me wrong, I'm not like protesting like, oh, I've been not eating meat forever.
Yeah,
I was so
yeah,
successful
yeah,
from the day I
yeah.
tried and I
Yeah.
We all been
I
there.
get all my downfalls.
We all been there.
You know, and then
Yeah.
that's as of recently, I'll say when I went through the last time I ate some meat, honestly, was when I went through what I went through with my truck.
Gotcha.
I had some chicken wings at Dave's. I promise you on all I love. I had some chicken
Yeah,
wings. Me and my one of my girlfriends came
Yeah.
and picked me up. She knew I needed to. We
Yeah.
went to a headspace and I had me some
Yeah.
chicken wings.
I hear that.
From they say, don't
Yeah.
get me wrong. Later on that night, body was like, that's what you get in the
Right,
bathroom,
right.
I'm in the, oh hell.
Yeah.
But at that point, it's just where
It
I
was a
was. That
release.
That's
depression,
true.
that
That's-
everything
I
I
got
was
you.
going through with. I went
Understandable.
to jail behind it. So
Yeah.
you know I act.
You know what I'm saying?
Took it out on the wings, baby.
I took- but what I'm saying is, like, for when people would be like, well, where you get your, what is it called?
Where you get your protein
Yo,
from?
your protein. What you
And this,
mean?
you don't eat no, but this is what I would
Listen,
tell them. Don't
listen.
you
Lots of places
understand
natural.
that the animal that you get your protein from
What
got
do it eat?
their protein from
From
the
the
fruits
grass.
that it ate.
Exactly.
That's why it's great.
So you're getting the
Exactly.
protein. Just eat what the animal ate.
Yeah,
Don't eat
yeah,
the animal.
Sure.
Just eat what the animal ate to get the protein. And the animal
Yeah.
may, and then really when you look
The
at it,
eating death.
aside from like lions and things like that, the more smaller animals on the earth are vegetarian.
That's right.
Yes, they
You
are.
know,
right.
they're
That's
vegetarian.
right.
They eat
That's right.
the earth.
Or
That's
how
right.
about this? Not only that, the smallest ones, but look at the biggest, strongest animals.
Yeah.
They still
Yeah.
eating
What the
plants.
fuck do the gorillas eat?
Yeah.
They
What
still eating
does the
plants.
giraffe eat?
Yes.
They eating
They eat
plants.
the plants, yeah.
Yes.
And then when you really think about it, like I said, the animals, and then really the lions and the tigers. If you've ever looked at those really reality
They're
movies,
carnivores.
and then the thing about it, they don't bother the monkeys
At all.
They'll go, monkey will sit there and a lion will go right past
Past
it.
them. Right
And they'll
past
go
them.
right past it to get the buffalo.
Do you understand
You
me?
see what I'm
They won't
saying?
eat.
And then the monkey chilling, eating vegetables.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so if this animal, the lion, is strong enough to actually go over here and attack this buffalo, get it down, eat it,
He's
take it
equipped
back
with
to
the
the
tools that he needs to eat. Like if we
Yeah.
were supposed to eat a fucking meat animal,
Right.
when we seen the dog supposed to go into the Chinese food restaurant, right? When we get hungry, we just jump out the car. We see the German Shepherd, the loose dog and shit, the loose cat. Let's go out and chase him down. You got the speed, you
As
got the
hungry
tools.
as I
God
am,
would have
right.
gave you the tools equipped to eat
Your
meat.
baby will naturally be in
Look
the
at the
back
teeth.
seat. Like,
Every-
Ma, grab that pit. I want the
Every
thigh.
meat eater, look at their jaw. Their jaw goes straight up and down.
Yeah.
It doesn't go back. It's
Seriously, yeah.
chomper, a
Yeah.
chopper.
Yeah.
Look at dogs.
Yeah.
Look at alligators. Look at lions. They don't grind back and forth. We plant eaters, and we have blunt,
Yeah, so-
flat teeth.
Teeth. I was just getting ready to say
designed
that. Our
to
teeth
eat
is flat.
plants.
We
You know
don't.
what
We
I'm
need
saying?
to be
have
treating
family
ourselves
vegetables
more
to go
so
through
like
The
branches,
fruits, listen,
through the
fruit,
fruits, the
yeah, I'm about
tough
to say we got
skin,
canines,
just for
so
tough
we supposed to eat
skin,
fruits.
but
That's
fruits
what that-
and stuff.
yeah, that's what
that's
It's
for.
just to break through the skin.
When you break,
coconut,
look, when you break into them hard, fresh pears.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's all it's for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so y'all, we've established the fact that we understand the animal, the human, the plant, and the other kingdoms that are available out there. Now that we're working our way into the spiritual kingdom that we're going through, let's be more sensible and more common to each other. Like, hey man, I didn't know that, Mark. I didn't know that if you brought on these two guys to your show and you told me that there's a food shortage that's going on with this shit over here, that this the feminists trying to basically say, like, look, we don't have enough genetic material in our breast to go ahead and birth these new set of whatever that we got going on. So let's put the story out there. And I look back, I had to go do the research once again to go look at that. And then once I saw it for what it was, I'm like, yeah, that's correct. But Amazon's still selling baby formula. They selling that
And
shit.
no, and then the thing about that, there's so
They
many.
want to know where it's going.
And there
They want to know
alternate-
exactly how it's going being used.
Yeah, and then there
if
are
that's
other
the case,
alternatives to making baby milk. Even if it doesn't come, I'm talking about the vegan, natural
you
way
can
that
make
you
it.
can make baby milk. You know what I'm saying?
The way
Baby
you
milk
make
doesn't.
baby
Have, and
food.
then the thing, that's it. And then the thing about that too is for baby milk, and like when babies take on cancer early on, and that's from all of the toxins and everything that are actually in the baby's milk
Because-
that
Yeah.
they make. You see what I'm
Yes.
saying? So there is a shortage on baby milk. Thank God.
Yeah. Because
Goodness.
All
Look,
the kids
keep
are
on
being
shortening that out. Yeah, the babies are being affected. It's
Contamination.
too many. And then the thing about it, this is what you are immediately putting into a baby's system after birth, which is the
Exactly.
most important time that a baby should have all natural elements
which will
inside
follow
of
them
its
for
system.
life.
That's it.
Yeah.
You
so
actually,
y'all know that.
when you
but
make
does your
that,
daughter know that? Does your daughters know that?
oh yeah,
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 definitely.
yeah.
Okay, no.
Hell
Okay,
yeah.
okay. No. Did you hear me? Do y'all daughters know that?
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
what you.
Yeah.
No, and he's not
Okay,
saying like,
then.
he's not saying
Okay,
our
then.
daughters.
But
He's
yeah,
saying
everybody.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
and that's what I'm saying. And
Alright.
see, that's when knowledge is power. That's what
You see
you
what I'm
share
saying?
with your people versus sharing the twerk videos. That's quote unquote spiritual.
yeah.
Y'all gonna keep running with that spiritual crap, and I'm gonna
No,
keep
no,
shutting
no,
it down
listen,
every
listen.
day.
No, but
I'm
it is a
tired.
part of our culture.
No, here's the
No,
thing.
yeah,
But
but
wait,
don't
wait.
sit here and use it and think we about to be. You know what I'm saying?
And this
It's
is-
not used for sexual.
And this is my
Now-
thing.
There you go. Thank
this
you.
is my
Thank you.
thing.
If you- go ahead.
Until they start twerking in reference to that reason
Yeah,
that
Here's my
has
thing. Listen,
nothing
listen,
to
listen.
do with
You're
what
right, you're
I'm
right. No, that's the origin of it. I didn't say
No,
that it
no,
had no
it is.
spiritual connection
No,
to what
I
it had.
told
No.
you.
But again, like I said, now if you combine the the torso theatrics of praise dancing with the bottom half theatrics of twerking, you
Tell
have
'em,
the
Mark.
African spiritual
No,
wisdom,
I do,
right?
yeah.
And that's the reason why they don't have the twerking in church and the spiritual dancing, because it's too sexual, right? And that's the reason why they don't have the praise dancing type theatrics in the strip club, because it ain't sexual enough. So when you combine those two, what are you two over there? Conspiring about? What are you two over there conspiring about?
over here like this.
but that's what it is, right? So again, that's what the African spiritual dancing is. It's praise dancing combined with strip club dancing, you know, and they separated the two because they, you know, the top and the bottom half of the chakra.
My daughter just look,
There you go. There you go.
my daughter just said, "What is they doing over there?" But the thing about that too, and that is, don't get me wrong, that is the honest to God fact. Because I promise y'all, when I made that comment on that video, when the young lady says, "I honestly prefer not to see women twerking in the club," all I said was I agree with her. Girl, they came for me out of the woodworks. But the thing about it, that knowledge that you just said about another young lady came in and said at me, you know, well, Keisha, I agree with you too. But that has an ancestral connection to us, our ancestors. And I promise you, my exact response to her was, "Thank you. I didn't know that. I'm going to research it and look into it." She came back and gave me the name of the dance. I said, "Okay, thank you. I'm going to go back and research it." I said, my only debate about that is half of the women in the club twerking are not using that reason.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But
Honey, you gotta dig a little
they
deeper,
don't
baby.
even
Oh,
know
yeah,
it.
it's an African dance, baby. See, it's an African dance, but baby, you gotta use dance. You gotta go deeper, baby.
Yeah,
This is a
yeah,
spiritual
thing.
African dance. This is a vibration. They were trying to create a vibration
Exactly.
of spirituality.
And what you
know
say
what I'm
all
saying?
the time, Toya, is a time and a place.
Do you
It ain't
understand
the
me?
club.
And it ain't.
It ain't the club.
I'm just saying, we
It
all
ain't
It ain't.
the
Oh, hold on. Let me drop this on y'all real quick. Let me drop this on y'all real quick, and then I gotta get
that
up
part,
out
like I
of here.
said, it's not in that aspect of it, no, but the origin
Yeah,
of
the way
it, and
society
that's
has built it to
and that's
be.
it, and now that's again an example, right? How they took something and whitewashed
Whitewashed
it,
it.
And
Yep.
made it bad.
Say it
Yeah.
and murdered it,
Yeah.
and made it into
And
what they
then-
wanted it to be
and-
to put the control.
And then again, we're gonna get ready to end it on this note. Julius, thank you, King. I appreciate you for every time
No
you
problem.
call in. You always
no problem.
Honorary
enlighten us.
panelist.
I appreciate y'all. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate you.
Listen,
Thank y'all,
yes,
ladies.
keep
Thank y'all so
doing it.
much, man. I
Thank
really do
you.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
And stay out of Facebook jail by just doing
I'm
one
gonna
thing.
try.
One
I
thing.
am. I
No,
promise you.
I'ma
I've
tell
been
you.
doing good. I ain't been in Facebook
No, for real.
jail
I'm
in
gonna tell
almost
you.
a year.
I'm gonna tell you who's behind it and how you can stay out of it. Look, the reason why you getting put in Facebook jail. Now, this is the evidence that I got from another source, and thank God for that source. And I just want to give my credit to where it goes and where it's due. There's a lot of bots out there that being ran by sexually deviant people. Now, when you go out there, you go out there and you speak the truth against something like that, that's when they got to pop in and put you in jail, because nowadays you spreading some wildfire that shouldn't be spread. All right.
That is it. That is it.
Love
We
y'all. Get your
appreciate
money.
you,
Y'all
King.
stay on.
Love you right back. Love you right back. And I'm gonna take
Man,
it
if
to,
I can't see y'all on the 20th, I will see you on the 20th.
and please let us know it's you so we can
I
embrace
will.
you with some love.
I will.
Appreciate
I'll
you,
let
King.
y'all know.
Thank you for
All
calling
right.
in.
All right.
Anytime. 100, y'all. Well, love y'all too.
100.
And I'm going to use this like this, like I said, when it comes back to us actually saying like what we do in reference to what's tradition, and we bring it into our culture and we make it live. Like when it comes to the word nigger, you know what I'm saying, versus the word niggas, you know what I'm saying. And for me, don't get me wrong, and I'll be the first and foremost to say the reason I use the word niggas is just from my upbringing. It's embedded in me. It's that nigga. But to take it and flip it and bring it to us, it actually from the word niggas, Negus, you know, and that
Meaning
word
king.
in itself means kings and queens. So actually, once I learned the knowledge of that, it only enhanced the reason I use it now. So I don't have to worry about using that word, taking nigger from them and turn it into niggas, the hip hop. Exactly.
Just like
So
the
now-
empires and the kingdoms in Africa called Kush. And
That's
how they
it.
named after
That's
the
it.
weed and
That's
shit. You know,
it.
they try
Yeah.
to whitewash
Yeah.
and rename and slang up what's
Yeah,
valuable
but see,
to us
if
and
you
turn it
know
into
the
something that's
power,
not.
the power of it, and then for me to hit some kush and really get off of it, I really appreciate y'all bringing this kush over. So maybe if I intake it, I can have that kind of wisdom as my ancestors from kush. If that's how y'all want to play that game. You see what I'm saying? Guys, we are going to end it on that note. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to us today. Thank you so much, our honorary host, Julius. Thank you to my daughter, Senquest. I appreciate you for being so involved. Carolyn Cuzzo, I appreciate you watching. Yolanda Greer, Thank you so much, Queen. We appreciate the continual support. Thank you all. Mark, always a pleasure, King. Thank you for the opportunity each time. Angela, love you, baby. Thank you so very much. And Toya, thank you, Queen. I love the input. Someone said, great show today. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Thank you. And again, we want you guys to tune in next. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go there that quickly. As far as the topic of the show today, guys, it was, are we as Black people treated the way we're treated by society because of how we treat each other? I really want us to take some time and look into that, really think about it. You know, do you, or even us ourselves, maybe we were enlightened today. Is there anything that we do that causes negative input, images, even in something as simple as our communities, you know, throwing paper on the ground, you know, things like that. Anything that shows us being separate from each other. Let's think about it. You know, are there any things that we can do that we can change just from mentally thinking about doing stuff differently that will actually cause more unity amongst us? You know what I'm saying? And I just want us to take that away with us today and really think about it. And maybe sometimes we can catch ourselves in those actions at that current time and address it. That is it. Thank you guys again for tuning them in to the Making Them Think podcast, where we think outside the block. Thank you.
right.
See y'all next Sunday.
Warning.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio. 7 Mile